great intro. And yes, I will call you Wood Daddy if you pay me enough. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
gonna buy Legos again because like this was so fun.
No one told me this was a race.
It's not a race.
No. Oh yeah.
Valhalla Awaits and myself, MLS, interview various YouTubers while at the same time building Legos.
Steve, what are you looking at? You are really intently looking at something.
I dropped the piece and I can't find it.
It's tougher than you think.
It got interesting. Being interviewed and trying to do Lego at the same time, harder than it seems.
It's a great guest to have on too. In the beginning, he was kind of like, as we all were in the beginning, how should we act and stuff like that. Now he's such a fun guy to be around.
I hadn't built Legos since I was a youngin', and I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
He said something about like a tramp stamp or something, and the girls were like, "Hey, where is that? What's this all about? I'll show you mine if you show me yours." And I'm like, "Whoa, this is not that type of stream."
Hey, and welcome to Lego Law Life in Libation number 13. I can't believe we're at 13 already.
That is a little crazy. Doesn't seem like we've done that many.
I love the intro. I mean, the beginning intro was a little bit odd, but sure.
we tend to throw a little zipper out there in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is sad. It never ends up on my live stream.
I know. If you're watching live, you got to like watch. It's for the people that are watching on replay. That's really what it's for.
Yes.
They'll catch it.
And they don't get it on mine. They don't get it.
What?
Because I got to clip out the intro because of the copyright stuff. So
why don't you get the software, the account that I have, and then you can get it all.
I should.
Anyways, welcome, Rob. How are you?
Doing well. I'm if my camera shuts off, it's because I'm wrangling a puppy that is not really cooperating right now.
He's a little rambunctious.
He's
so handsome though.
He's finding chords, and it's what having a puppy when you have a studio setup where there's any form of lights, cords, USB extensions, it's a little bit stressful.
He looks like
I could imagine.
Are you drinking, Rob?
That's his third already. Now he was just preparing for this.
Yep. Guinness for right now. Guinness for right now. Outstanding.
All right. Well, what are you building, Rob? Sorry, Valhalla. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Acquired this Lego set from the movie Up.
Outstanding.
Nice.
I like that.
So excited.
Can we take a moment to recognize how good of a movie that actually is?
It is a really good movie.
Please, let's.
It's really good.
Let's take a moment to celebrate
one
all
of the
things
best
Disney.
stories that they've actually made. Like, it's one of the last times I can remember an animated picture having a really damn good story to it.
And it was an original story. It wasn't a remake or some sort of butchered fairy tale or anything like that. It was a really good story.
We went through like 10, 15 years where they were doing that, right? The Toy Story was a phenomenal story when it came out.
They had Cars.
Monsters Inc. was phenomenal.
Monsters Inc. was really good. But that's before, I think, isn't all of this before Disney officially acquired Pixar?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. When they were doing good stuff.
Yeah. When they were still on the come up.
All right. Well, I have from the 1990s an original Wild West set. I've saved the book in most of the parts. I had to order a couple of parts, but I finally found all of them. And so that's what I'm building.
Excellent. What you got, Val?
We're doing Darth Vader.
Yes.
This is the final in the collection of head statue things. Bus? Not exactly.
Yours looks a lot more more parts than everyone else's.
Mine?
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know.
See the thing, so mine though is old school parts. They don't tell you like what it is and how many you need. They're just like, yeah, look at that and recreate it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a little bit more challenging.
It's a Lego direction, Dave. It's not that complicated, I promise.
I mean, it's not IKEA instructions.
Exactly.
True.
It didn't come with an Allen wrench. You'll be all right.
Dude, I have not.
And that was before it came with the actual Lego wrench thing too, right?
Right.
They didn't have that tool back then.
These deals.
Yeah.
I haven't done Legos in the time since they gave you these. This is a book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's intense now.
And the guests, the chat will want to see update. Like they're going to want to know what page are you on? How many pieces, you know? Yeah. I'm not saying it's a race.
There are 130 pages in this thing.
Rob just realized what he signed up for tonight. Just now. Said, son of a bitch. I'm gonna be hanging out with these guys for hours.
Rob says, I don't feel very.
Oh,
Okay,
Leo just hit a button. Stop hitting buttons.
Hello, Colleen. I like what M. Young says, my two YouTube worlds colliding.
Oh
And
wait, I got to cancel the poll. Let's see. So we had a poll up on what color Wendy's lips were going to be today, and red. 48% red was the pick, but I feel like they're more pink.
They are a little more pink. I lined it with a hot pink.
It looks like pink from
Yeah, I lined it with a hot pink, but then I have this like really darkish color that didn't turn out so dark. Look at that. So yeah,
I will let you guys know too. It was fun. I don't know if it's your kids or your grandkids, but they came in before we were in the back making fun of her for wearing. Oh look, she's wearing makeup. She doesn't wear makeup.
Totally making fun of me. I'm like, don't embarrass me like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, David and Valhalla know I only wear makeup for the streams.
She loves
just
us.
for us.
I
wear
love
it
you
around the
so
house on
much.
occasion.
It's such a pleasure to be here. And for those of you who are new, people always ask, and I appreciate it. It's very kind and sweet. People always want to know what my channel is. They want to know how to support. And I love you for asking. It's very kind. The way you can support me is by supporting our wonderful guest star and our two amazing hosts, because I'm just a super fan who gets to hang out every few weeks with these guys.
Oh, you're way more than that, Wendy.
Well, thank you. But
we call her a little stalkerish, but
just a little.
The good kind.
Just because I have all the rights to your stream.
Oh yeah, Rob, and go.
Yeah, there's not exactly an official.
I have a question. What is this orange thing?
That's a tool for removing pieces if you got to take them off and like reposition them. It's really handy. It looks stupid. And you're like, really? It's the most handiest thing ever. And I have 100 of them, and they're all inside the house, and I'm in the shop. So I'm going to go without it today.
Oh, you messed up.
I did. So Rob, why? How did you get into streaming on YouTube? That's the first question I ask most people. But you got kind of a weird, interesting start.
He's got an
I had a very weird, interesting start. So, back, I started kind of watching lawyers. Let's see, after COVID, my law practice, I owned a law firm. We had some struggles getting kind of restarted, and I had a practice. It was good enough to kind of sustain myself. It was great. I loved it, but it was quiet. It was just me and one other partner. So I found it was originally Ricardo's streaming when he was streaming the Rittenhouse trial. And I felt like having that on the background was like having like an office room full of people talking about a case. I enjoyed just having that presence. Then that case is done. I watched, I think, what was the next one that it was one of the self-defense one.
Oh.
And then there was the popcorn dude in Florida.
I remember.
Anyways, I just started watching these trials. It was a good way of keeping company in the office when I was practicing. Anyway, the Johnny Depp trial starts coming up, and I had been kind of not following it, but I saw the news pop up because it's in Fairfax. It's where I practice primarily. It's my jurisdiction. So first day of trial rolls around, and I'm watching commentary, and everyone is getting the comments wrong. Like all the people on the panel they're blaming Judge Ascarati. They're flipping out. She doesn't know what hearsay is. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The objections are crappy. Like you have to know the judge. Like you have to push the objections. She was overruling objections. She would say overruled on that ground, which is like, you have more.
Try again.
We cannot. Yeah.
So it was kind of frustrating. So I finally DM'd, I think, Alita and Nick. And they said, we'd love to have you on. It was before those channels really did blow up. And before that trial really became massive. So they said, would you be on? And I didn't want to be on. I never wanted to be on camera at all. Oh my God, dog, stop pulling stuff.
It's not the Legos that are going to distract him from answering
No,
questions.
it's not.
Today.
I didn't want to be on screen at all. So finally, I agreed to come on, gave commentary, knew the case, knew the judge, knew the courtroom, knew the procedure. And halfway through the testimony of Amber Heard, she testifies to one of these incidents. For those of you guys who don't know, I am a woodworker. That's the law of lumber. That's kind of a part-time passion that I have. So halfway through Amber Heard's testimony, she's testifying about an event or an incident where Johnny Depp has her on the bed, is pushing her head down into the bed, and she feels the bed break. And then they throw a picture up of what the bed looked like. She says that's what the bed looked like after it broke. And I was like, nope, it wouldn't break that way.
Here's why.
Here's why. So I went back and I pulled the testimony from the UK case and found some interesting, she used interesting words when she was testifying to this stuff. Like, I could feel his feet gaining purchase. One, what normal human talks like that? Gaining purchase.
She's I talk like that all the time. I don't understand your issue, but okay.
He is normal.
Like she's
His
reading
feet
out of
were
a
gaining purchase
manuscript.
on the bed. Okay, that's odd. And anyways, I compared all the testimony, pulled it up, and I filmed a video at like 2:00 in the morning. Put it out at like 3 a.m. or something like that. Alita saw it, reposted it, and all of a sudden the damn video went viral.
Nice.
1 million views.
Goodness. I remember you got like 40,000 views, something like that, or subs like overnight. It was amazing.
It was, and what was weird about it was before the subs came, before I even had a channel making content.
And you're like, oh, now I got to put out content.
No, I'm stuck in this YouTube hell.
And everyone, it was weird because everyone was like, oh, people don't. The virality thing is, it happens. I don't know how it happens. I'll never be able to figure out how it happened. It just kind of did. But I started really just enjoying continuing giving commentary on these cases. You find that people find interest in law, and what I really liked doing was making the law more approachable, less scary for people to see. You know, people get intimidated by courtrooms and court process, and they shouldn't be. So I think that was the goal. So that's how I got started. You know, average normal story of how people start.
Yeah,
YouTube.
just how we all started on YouTube with 40,000 subs before we ever posted anything. It was cool to see. It was cool to watch happen. I remember when the video came out, and you very eloquently explained how wood wouldn't break in such a matter. And
one fascinating thing about, well, not fascinating, but the number of people who were very. I couldn't control the fact that I had that many subscribers. I couldn't control the fact that these things occurred. I couldn't control any of those things. I just kind of walked into it, and people were like pissed. People had opinions. Like, oh, you've only done it for so long. Yeah, I know that. A long way to learn.
Well, I was one of those. I was so pissed at you.
Were you? I also see in the time since then. Yeah. It's
the time
not
since
easy. In time since then, being able to continue it.
That's pretty impressive.
It's a lot of freaking work. People don't appreciate how much work it is, especially because I still practice full time. And that little practice that I had, well, I ended up joining a larger firm as a partner, and that, like, the time thing is just even less and less and less and less.
So, so how often do you stream? Because I'm subscribed to your channel, but I see you mainly streaming on Fridays. Do you only stream on Fridays?
Friday is the regular stuff. I have been told by Mischief Manager, who is the fiance, that I am allowed to cover one trial per year.
Oh, that's disappointing. No, that's good. You got somebody in your corner.
Well, because I was doing the Take Care of Maya trial and I was doing recaps. So here I was watching the full day of testimony, practicing law, doing depositions, hearings, etc. in my own trials, trying to recap that, going live at 8 p.m. every night to try and recap what took place that day for an entire duration of a trial.
It's not easy, right? It's you know, when it looks easy on the screen, that means that you put a lot of work into the background. You put a lot of effort into it ahead of time. And it is time consuming. That's why I sort of like, after the Crumbly trial, which was a local trial for me, I was like, yeah, I'm retiring from YouTube. Though I seem to be streaming a lot more than I ever have been now. But it's more controlled. It's more like I can still go to work every day, do my job, and then stream something. But that's good.
Fun.
It is fun.
So, it can very much get overpowering, right? Like it's easy to fall into this thing and just go all out and lose track of some of your other priorities. It's really easy to do, y'all.
Very easy. Lose track of time, lose track of like you have to maintain balance because it'll kill you.
Absolutely. It's a weird thing. Not like it's, you know, harder than a regular job or whatever that thing is that's going around right now, but it can get a little bit much.
Valhalla knows all about having a regular job. So
I used to have regular jobs.
I was muted.
You were muted the whole time. Wendy's been talking and just
I'm like, hey, what's that? Dude, well, I just wanted to acknowledge some super chats. We have, thank you, DSN, for the $4.99 super sticker. We really appreciate you watching, and I love your avatar. It's really cool. And we also have some gifted memberships. Sandy gifted 10 memberships for MLS tonight. Thank you, Sandy, so much.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Normally I read those out, but I'm missing everything during the Lego stream and everything else.
And at the end, if David finishes way before everyone else, he'll usually read those out. And Lady Draconis gifted 10 more memberships to MLS, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And by the way, I was at Disneyland for the last few days, so screaming on rides, so my voice is a little crazy.
It was the ride you were screaming on, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I was riding. Mary Coppola with the $1.99 super chat. This is great. Love watching you all. We love you to be here. Thank you, everybody who's joining us. We're having a great time.
Absolutely.
And Lady Lostander with a super sticker for $5. Thank you, girl. We appreciate you. And also Legally Live gifted 20 memberships to Valhalla Awaits group. Thank you so much, Legally Live.
Thank you, McKinley.
We appreciate that. And Jung has a question. And by the way, chat, if you have a question and you want me to ask the guys, if you could please put the red question mark like how Jung did in hers. It helps stand out, especially when the chat is going as hot as it is tonight. She wants to know, when are we getting a wood off? You know, like a woodworking challenge. Sure, that's what she meant.
Oh.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, actually.
Okay, so here's the thing about woodworking. I've done it for many years as a job. I have I was a carpenter in a former life before I became an attorney, and then in between that I had a furniture company. And it was always stressful to have like a deadline or to build something. It's so nice to build something leisurely, and then if you end up selling it later on, so be it. And just recently, I got a couple of orders for some baby changing stations that they wanted to match the cabinetry and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I'll do it. You know, that'll be fun. And it's stressful, like performing woodworking on command. I don't like it. It doesn't make it fun to do woodworking because I want to sit here and play with my table leg and a sander for like an hour, right? And just relax. But we can maybe do something. I see you do a lot of lathe work, right? With pens.
That became kind of a relatively recent thing. The advice I always got was don't buy a lathe. And I now know why people give that advice.
Yeah.
It is insanely addictive.
It is so addictive. I started playing around on my my grandfather's old lathe. And that's the only one I have. The thing is probably 70 years old. But it's so addictive. He used to take goids, which is like an infected part of a tree, and then make bowls out of them.
Yep.
And So I started making just whatever random stuff I could do. I would do like an epoxy pour, make something out of it. And I've made some rings, wooden rings out of it. Those aren't very fragile though. But you can't stop. Once you start turning on the lathe, you can't stop. It's a lot of fun.
What is a lathe? Can you
A lathe is a
lathe?
machine that locks in a piece of wood and it spins really fast, so you can
And
just
then
kind of scratch it and carve it into whatever shape you want very efficiently.
Yeah,
It basically like
Efficient
where a
woodworking, I love
standard project, like if I was making a cutting board or something, right, that would take multiple days. You have glue ups and all this other stuff you got to do.
Yeah.
The part about the lathe that's so addicting is you can churn out a pen or a bowl in an hour.
Yeah.
Instead of hours and hours of physical manual labor.
How much of
So what-
Leo's chaos are you guys hearing in the background right now?
None.
None.
I don't hear any. We have some other
I just hear
amazing
Lego bricks
streamers
clicking
here
around.
tonight. We have the expert and the White Rabbit. Thank you for joining. We love you all.
Hey
so much.
guys.
And we have I have a story who is otherwise known as Yamaha Biker. And for those of you who have never heard his channel, because he does audio, he tells really cool like grim stories and stuff like that, like really cool stories.
Yamaha's awesome. We
But
love
his
him.
voice, dude, check it out. I have a story. Someone will link it for you guys. And don't forget to check out the White Rabbit and the expert. And also we have McKinley in here, Legally Live. Check out everyone's channels. Please support our community. We appreciate it. We support everybody here. We love everybody here, especially Rob. And we've been posting his link as well.
Very cool.
So,
I love it.
so
I've
Rob,
been able to
what?
meet so many cool people.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was
awesome.
going to ask you. Is like, is that one of like the cool things that you've experienced, or
Yeah,
what are some of your
it's-
highlights doing this?
Are we talking about woodworking or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay.
We've moved on from woodworking. Bob. Where
Okay.
you been?
I missed that part.
Like YouTube highlights have really been honestly, the Ian Runkle bromance thing is one of the coolest things. It's like a brother from another mother. It really is. Getting the chance to hang out with him outside of that, like going to the Gundies 2 years in a row when he was up for those awards. That's been a lot of fun. The Take Care of Maya coverage was awesome, and getting to meet the attorneys. So Greg Anderson, Nick Whitney, meeting them. That was the weekend I actually proposed to Mischief. It was that weekend when I met them down in Florida. So
I will say that weekend I heard a collective cry from all the women in the chat.
You heard a bunch of women just giving up on life at that point, right?
Plotting the demise.
So have you done? You said you did Taking Care of Maya. That was that this calendar year? Are you permitted one more trial stream this for 2024?
I get a trial stream for 2024.
Outstanding. Okay. Any idea what you're looking for?
No clue right now.
Really?
A lot of them sound promising. It's just a question of which ones are going to go, which ones are going to get to that trial.
And there's no controlling that. That's going to happen organically in the moment.
The Sarah Boone trial is it's almost like a guaranteed to be
nuts.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that trial is going to be boring unless she's in pro per.
Yeah.
If
she's
that'll be the best TV ever.
She's going to wig out.
I hope so. I
She's
mean,
going to freak out at
lately
some
been
point.
boring. We need someone wigging out.
We need somebody
We need another
crazy
Letitia
again.
Stock or someone, like Looney Tune City. We like that.
So what's your take on Sarah Boone, Rob?
She wants a defense that she's not entitled to. More than anything in the world, she wants a defense that doesn't have a foundation. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was gonna say. That's why I feel like she's gonna end up in pro per, because she's gonna keep pushing back on every single attorney that she ever gets, and the judge is gonna say, "Fine, we have a date. You're going at it. You're representing yourself." And we're gonna get her letters only in trial form. It's gonna be amazing.
Let's hope so.
Mary Coppola, number 13, with a $4.99 super chat says, "Sorry about Rob's Woke F Pack. It was a good run.
Oh yeah, the Wolfpack lost tonight.
Oh,
So the idea that I'm putting this back in that box for the Legos is not happening.
Is he chewing the box to shit?
Oh,
Is that what's
yeah.
happening?
It's got him, but you know what? It's got him distracted. So I'm just
yeah, let him have it.
I'm gonna take
Hardwood's
my
not the
win.
most terrible
It's
thing.
fibrous. He'll have a nice
Right.
BM and it'll all be nice. Mhm.
The glue might not do him any like favors long term, but you know, he's a young dog. He'll be all right. My dog, well, one of my dogs has a thing for water bottles, plastic water bottles. She'll take them and she'll chew the lids off of them, and then she's done. She just wants the lid off, and then that's it.
So it's amazingly annoying.
Your members are being very kind to us. Thank you, Rob. They're all subbing to
My chat. That's another thing that's been amazing.
they
Is
seem really sweet.
the chat that somehow decided they wanted to stick around and follow have been some of the coolest people ever. It's just amazing how generous, kind they are. I mean, when I was nervous when I announced that I was engaged, and yeah, you're right. Like people make jokes all the damn time, and I don't mind them. It never bothered me, but they've been remarkably kind.
That's sweet.
Of course they will. You're one of the guys that you know, you can tell that you're genuine. You can tell that people actually matter to you, right? Your responses are real and genuine. And it's one of those things that you're just easy to support. You're easy to be there for, or whatever. You know what I mean? You're an easy guy to like root for.
Yeah, like Tianena says, we are also happy for Rob. That's
See?
awesome.
It's incredibly nice of all of you.
That's sweet. So we do have a couple of questions. And chat, what I'm doing, just so you know, you can't see like what's going on in the background, but sometimes I'll star the question. That way when people, I don't want to interrupt somebody to ask a question. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So, but I am paying attention. So don't think you're being forgotten. And by the way, if you don't get your question answered quick enough, go ahead and ask again. Sometimes I just miss it, and that's okay too. If I get fired, I get fired. What are you gonna do?
You're not getting fired. Stop.
Yeah, you're not getting fired because I don't want to do this job.
I know,
exactly.
right?
I don't want to train your replacement, Wendy. I don't want to.
I know, right? I mean, I would be sad. I would miss you guys. Fiery Red Podcast for $2 says, hello, Valhalla, Dave, Rob, and Wendy, and mods.
What's
and
going
chat.
on, Fiery Red? How you doing, bud?
Hello.
So cool. Okay, so Irish La Tejana says, Rob, when are we having another TOC?
Trials of the Century.
Oh,
That is the timing part. I loved doing that series. I still love doing that series. Getting Ian and I down to, and the next one that we're doing, we've already announced, it's the Nuremberg trials.
Nice.
One, that is not a trial you go into half-assed.
No, that one you got to be serious about.
You have to be very serious and very careful with your research. And so it takes
Don't make
time.
fun of the mustaches. Don't do it. It's
it
not
takes
worth
time to do it. And two, it's putting that time together and then finding a time that works for both of our schedules. Now, luckily, the summer should have some openings. It's just timing hasn't worked. I love it, and unfortunately had to redo a lot of them. I have to redo all of them, basically.
Why'd you have to redo them?
It's a long story. There was a creator that was working with us for a period of time on them, and we discovered that some of the material was not original. Being used. So rather than risk,
I was concerned with doing something jointly with Valhalla for the same reason.
And Junk Forever says, doesn't Rob do woodworking on his YouTube channel? I remember the lesson for Joe. That seemed fun.
I like doing that stuff. I will try to do members only streams from the shop. One of the challenge in filming any woodworking stuff in the shop is one, remembering to get the camera rolling. Two, a lot of the equipment that we have causes a ton of vibration. So filming anything around a table saw, bandsaw, like filming it, very difficult. I've gotten the camera set up on the lathe working pretty well, so I'm able to film that. But I usually do that kind of stuff. That's like a me space. So I bring members down in there and I kind of just keep it to that.
That's important too, though.
Right. And Half Irish mentioned a few times that your outro is a good example of the lathe. So maybe at some point we could post that if you'll let us, if it's not gonna
let me see if I can't
bother you too much. We would love to see that.
You have a lathe in your exit. You stream so late too. Where are you located actually?
East Coast.
Oh.
You're on the East Coast? Oh, so it's just me that's late.
So you're just up
in
late.
bed by the time you end your stream.
I'm just up late. Like I start my stream at 8 p.m. and I always pick too many topics to cover, and Ian's ADHD never allows me to get through all of it.
You can relate to that, right, Dave?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Rain
Get a
Man
little sidetracked
YYC,
on a kid.
thank you for the $5 super chat. Says Rob got exactly the community he deserves and has naturally attracted. I
Hell
find
yeah.
that to be true with most
It's
streamers. I
remarkably
think
kind.
that's great. Yeah.
You know, we've been with Solomon Anderson, the brother of Zachariah Anderson. We've been doing some streams every evening, recapping. We're replaying the Zachariah Anderson trial, Wisconsin v. Zachariah Anderson. And we've been doing. There you go.
Oh yeah.
We've been doing 45-minute streams recapping the day of trial. We limit ourselves to like 3 topics, general topics, 15 minutes each, but we hold ourselves to it. And even if it seems short, we just have like this, like we catch each other when we're rambling, and we recorrect each other. So if I'm rambling down a topic, he'll say, "All right, next topic, we're going to talk about this," or vice versa. And so far, it's been a week. We've done it 5 of them.
I was wondering
It's
why
been
you
going
haven't
really
sent
well.
me an invite yet. Now it makes perfect sense. You're
Yeah,
really
we
trying
only-
to stick to the 45-minute thing. I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So like we have, so there's the Wrongful podcast, by the way. Everyone needs to check out Wrongful podcast. So
Hell yeah.
those 3 ladies are coming on and joining us, I think, Thursday. So there's going to be 6 of us.
That's gonna be the
And I
best.
said, good, we're limited to 7.5 minutes each, because that's all you get to talk.
7.5 minutes.
No way.
7.5 minutes for each person. Well, I have a couple of timers going, and we've been watching it because we want to make sure that they're short. They're 45 minutes, and it forces us to hit the points we want to hit and ignore sort of the
tangibles,
I don't know.
the nuances that don't necessarily matter so much that you get trapped in with that case.
Yes, exactly. And it's been a lot of fun. Maybe you don't want to do 45 minutes, something a little longer, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a fun challenge to try to do it too. Because we will meet like 15 minutes ahead of time, or we're like, all right, we're going to talk about this, and this, and
That's
That's
exciting.
good.
It's really hard to do that. It's hard to condense yourself.
it is. It's like an
Especially when the
exercise
chat
in
is really
self-control.
involved, you know, like especially if you're paying attention to chat, because you know that has a whole life of its own.
That's the
oftentimes.
downside, is that we have to ignore chat a lot.
I did
with
notice
it-
that in these Solomon streams, we do get ignored a little bit.
That
Yeah.
that ends
But
up
we're-
being the case when you get to, even if you end up getting like if you hit a topic that's
Yeah,
really people are really interested in,
yeah,
the chat starts flying and you try to keep your eyes on it. It's impossible.
it is. It's really hard, and I appreciate everybody being so patient when we have a special guest that's as famous as Rob. We get a lot. The chat gets fast and furious, and it's hard to keep up. But we appreciate your patience because I know you're excited to see him, and we're excited to have him as our guest. And,
That's
we've got-
famous as Rob. You know what? I'm realizing I don't
Actually,
have the
most of
pieces
our
as
guests are
organized
famous.
as I thought I did for this freaking build.
Good.
And I'm missing so many pieces. I might
Hey, Vic.
not actually finish a build.
That's not how
but
this
we're-
works.
That's
We're gonna
not.
keep going.
No, because
That's
Megan
not how this
Fox,
works.
Megan Fox was not allowed to quit. You're not allowed to quit. That's rude. That's a rude host. So we have. Whoops, I just missed it. Sorry. Where did it? Oh, several people have asked, but especially Elise Charlene Fine Art, because she was so kind enough to send a $1.99 super chat. Can we see what you are all building?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the super chat, Elise. We appreciate you.
All right, Rob, we're gonna go to you.
All right, hang on.
First. So are you going to take over my job now since you don't have any Lego?
No,
All right,
Whoops,
so
wrong guy.
No, that was right.
I decided a lot of small pieces apparently. So this is the inside of the house.
That's
outstanding.
Really I love that.
And then here's Russell. Russell with he has his, let me see if I can't get that closer.
The little backpack. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, for those
That's
of
so
you who got
cool.
here late, he's doing the Up build. The
From
Up
the movie
movie,
Up.
the Disney movie.
Yeah, can we see the front of your instruction manual, Rob?
Yeah, since the box is now being eaten.
Right.
So cute.
There it is.
I want that one.
It's pretty cool.
Rob.
I saw it the other day at the store. I thought it was a cool build.
Valhalla, what do you got going on, buddy?
I am building the Darth Vader helmet.
Love it.
We got the stand done, mostly. Stand.
Oh, wow. You're far along already.
And then big
Valhalla's
chunk of the bottom.
excited. He might actually beat me for once.
For once, get out of here.
How about you, David?
I have a Wild West build from 1996, I want to say. And I thought I had all the pieces. I printed out the book with like a list of all the pieces so I could get it all organized. And I thought I had them all, but now I'm missing a ton. So
A ton,
this is fun.
really?
No, a ton. Like
That's not like you at all. That's really weird.
Well,
He's just
I
making
think
excuses.
no. See, I thought. All right, look at this. See this piece right here? It's just like one giant block.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had it, but I don't. I have this piece, which is not the same one.
Oh.
And so now I'm trying to reconstruct this from just bricks.
You make things difficult sometimes, you know it?
What's that?
You make things difficult sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
So now I'm just recreating it all from gray bricks. That's what I'm doing.
I need about a 5-minute break because I've got a dog that just peed.
Go for it.
Nest.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Worries.
So
No
let me
worries.
clean that up. You can pull
We'll
me
talk
down.
about you while you're
going.
gone.
That's fair.
We will so talk about you.
So what do we really think of Rob?
I don't know, man. I think he's got that
like
weird
him.
dog, and
Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I mean, he's awful.
it's so bad. It's so
So
bad.
rude. And you know what? We cannot have unattractive men on here anymore. It's not fun for me.
Unattractive man.
Oh, you
Always
should have
fun.
There was
y'all.
some of the
Always
ladies in
fun.
chat that were like, "What? He's engaged? No way!" They're pissed.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they were losing their minds.
I remember that stream when he announced it. Was it a members
That's
only? I
cute.
don't know if it was a members only, but I saw it. And yeah, that was highly entertaining.
Lady La Sandra.
Rob's awesome. The first time I ever met Rob, I don't remember whose stream it was, but me, him, and Runkle ended up hanging out in the green room for like hours after the stream. It was the first time I ever met him. I was like, oh, these guys are pretty cool. I like them.
So, chat. I don't know if you all know this. So, I didn't know this until I streamed with. Until I've been on streams, obviously. But so there's like called the green room. Like when you're an actor, you have a green room where you get ready, you do your makeup, and you do your costumes and stuff. Anyway, so StreamYard, which is the platform most streamers use to stream. There's like
That's where I put my costume on.
Yeah. And so we all look the same as you're seeing us now. We look like that to each other in the green room, right? We're just not live, so nobody can hear or see us. But I didn't know about the green room before the first time I streamed. And so the first time we streamed, I was exhausted because I'd never done anything for like 5 hours at a time before. And so afterwards, Valhalla goes, we got to hang out afterwards, right? And I was like, yeah, sure.
You can come back. You can come back, Wendy.
Oh yeah, she left. She just disappeared. And we messaged her like, you can come back. We hang out a little bit and talk. We talk about the chat and everything.
Yeah.
Talk about all of you.
We do. Giggity.
I couldn't even finish the sentence with a straight face. Oh no!
Whoops! Somebody had something for Valhalla. What,
I forgot how delicate this stupid.
I bet it was with Rakeda. Valhalla Awaits. I remember seeing you there way back when. Am I?
It might have been. It might have been Ricardo's.
Hi, Red Pen. Probably.
That makes
Valhalla makes the rounds though, so who knows?
That's true.
Homer Simpson calls it
Like a Vegas hooker.
Except he gets paid a lot better than they do.
Yeah, right. Them girls make bank.
I know, I was joking. You know, I know. Actually, I do. Hey, Solomon Anderson.
What's up, Saul?
Hey, Saul.
Yes, he does get around.
We were just talking about you, buddy.
We were just talking
We
about
were. Everyone needs to check out Solomon Says on weekdays.
YouTube.
Weekdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Sorry, I stopped halfway through my sentence.
The mods will post that, please. Rob's engagement and Sean's engagement are so different. Rob doesn't stream as much, and Sean is on every day. Yeah.
Right?
All right, so Valhalla, I'm going to ask you some questions since we're waiting for Rob.
What a good idea.
How much, well, first of all, how did you get into actually streaming rather than just popping in on people's channels randomly?
Well, I think that was actually the original plan, right? I think streaming was always kind of the goal, but I wasn't in a big rush. I wasn't ever in a hurry to get there. So I just I was in chat for a long time, for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, and then started modding for people and kind of making a name for myself in chat, if you will. And then now we're here, I guess. Kind of a lame
We're so
story.
glad you're here.
It is kind of a lame story. Do better next time.
Story. My bad.
Do better, Valhalla.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you hope to achieve with your channel there, Valhalla?
Me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I hope that I can post occasional goat videos and people enjoy that. And I hope that I can
have fun.
create laughs in the world. That's what I hope.
Tell you what, I'm going to build this entire thing, this block out of bricks, and then I'm going to find the piece. That's what's going to happen here.
Whatever you said. Sure. That sounds
Makes sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me.
You always make no sense to me, and I don't care because I love you. I think you're amazing.
Even if you're an idiot.
I wouldn't know.
From my own
I wouldn't
channel.
know. That's the great part.
Oh my God.
The dog all squared away there, Rob.
Yeah, he's in his crate for bed, so hopefully he doesn't start barking too much. He was quite rambunctious.
He's still a baby. Salvador Dali talks says, Rob, what is a woman? That's his question.
Damn it.
That's a good
woman. What is a woman?
What is happening?
He also asks, is it true you accidentally end your stream?
Okay. One question at a time, Salvador.
What?
Is it true that Ian accidentally? No, Ian doesn't accidentally end my streams. What is a woman?
What is a woman?
I think a woman is someone who can have a baby. Not just is capable, is born with the equipment to have a child.
How ridiculous is it that may be a controversial statement, sir?
So someone's going to get mad about it.
Oh, he said no. Ask him about Ian accidentally ending a stream.
I answered the question already.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, he asked it.
I don't know.
Hi,
so
Brandon.
Salvador has Salvador, the one who asked the question, has a tendency to end people's streams randomly, including mine during a fundraiser.
He sure
now
did.
he has said, I don't feel as bad because Ian accidentally shut down one of Rob's streams. And we said, I don't know that happened.
I don't know that I've ever had Ian shut down one of my streams.
Well,
Ian
and were
has
you in the
saved
middle
one
of a
my
fundraising stream too? Brandon,
right here,
thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I'm excited to see Val. Where's the beer? Where's the beer, bud?
We got it. Got the old drinking horn out.
With that mug.
Salvador Dali talk. Thank you for the $2.69 super chat. Salvador, can I discuss Schroeder's frustration with Jensen?
Judge
Salvador,
Schroeder?
you can discuss whatever you want. You want Rob to discuss it? Is that your question?
I think he's talking about on the Solomon Anderson stream. I'm guessing.
Oh,
I could be way off.
Okay, so he's just talking.
He's just being silly, I think.
Yeah. Pop Princess asks, Rob, what do you think of the Karen Reed case?
I have not been following that almost at all. Like, so
Really?
I am almost completely in the dark on that. I will see little snippets from here and there, and the more that I see like little snippets, I feel so lost because I haven't seen anything about the case.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You have 12 hours. I'll bring you up to speed.
That I between that and then what's the Richard Allen case?
Delphi.
That's the other one.
Oh, Delphi, yeah.
Delphi. That's the other one that's it's like factually there's so many facts that
aren't lining up.
I don't know enough of them.
Oh, just in general, the sheer number of facts. I got it. That makes sense.
Elise Charlene Fine Art for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. I love the LawTube community because you all support each other. I have wood puzzles. I am building. Well, welcome and thank you for building along with them.
Absolutely.
Here, we hope you're having fun. And Irish has been a member for 8 months. Rob, thoughts on Zach? Research himself for custody? I don't understand your question, my babe.
Research himself for custody. Oh, okay. So what she's getting at, I don't know if you're familiar with the Zachariah Anderson case.
I followed a bit of it. I know enough that I'm dangerous.
Yeah. That you're dangerous?
Well, my commentary on it was I know enough. I can talk about it.
Okay. All right. Very good. So what she's asking is he had a file on his computer entitled Rosalio Gutierrez. And the idea was, well, at least when I was watching it live, I do a lot of family law as well. I said, well, he's doing research for a family law case. I guarantee it. He's filing for custody. He doesn't know who this guy is. And he's gathering information about this guy who's around, going to be around, or has been around his kids. And that's what I saw. But they used it against him and saying that he was stalking them. And I think that's her question is, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of standard practice that you would. I mean, I see that all the time.
Yeah,
right.
People that do the research, it's and you don't even call it opposition research. It's one of those things where you want to know who's around your kids. It doesn't mean that you hate the guy. Doesn't mean anything. It's just you have questions. You have heard this name tossed around by your children, so you're curious.
I think that's a responsibility as a father more than than anything. I think you're absolutely owe it to your children to make sure that the people that are around them are safe people.
Oh, I love that. Crazy old fart. I'm new to LawTube. How long have each of you been doing LawTube? You guys want to answer that?
Actually, Rob's the old veteran out of the group.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
I've been. Well, okay. So technically, my channel has been around for about 6 years.
It didn't count. You weren't doing anything on it.
I was. I had tons of videos up. Not tons. I had actually quite a few. And then I stopped doing it. And then I started live streaming trials. And that's when everyone said, hey, who's this awesome guy over here at Making Law Simple? We can't get enough of him.
Was that the word they used? Awesome?
Yeah.
Those
were the exact words that I heard.
Yeah,
that was just about a year ago that I started streaming trials.
Rob started, like we just discussed, at the JD, Johnny Depp trial.
So,
I think
creation of my channel was April, I want to say 9th.
I might have posted a couple goat videos before that, but I think I was like Rob, where that was one of those trials that had an impact. And watching Mercada, I learned that people on the internet can be a little bit spicy, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not?
Free H. I drink iced tea during the streams. I don't drink normally, and I did drink alcohol during a fundraising stream that we did for Zachariah Anderson, of course.
Yes, you did.
For the Free Zachariah Anderson Fund.
Got wild.
She got out of control. Her top came off and everything.
Yeah, you guys missed it. You missed it. I had a cute bra on though, so it was all good.
It worked.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Are you being serious right now?
No.
But I usually drink iced tea for the
Rob's
stream.
like, I need to get invites more often over here.
I know, right? Rob's like, I'm not going to be engaged much. I'm just kidding.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
All right.
You're going to go try to find out.
Make sure your gifted membership option is turned on. If you would like to know how to do it, sometimes it's not as easy as you think on the phone.
When was the last gifted? When was the last gifted? Minutes ago? At the top of the chat, you guys should see a little green box. You see a little green box at the top of the
50?
chat.
Wrong one.
If you click on the little green box, the little pop-up screen will show up and it'll say enable gifted memberships. That is the fastest way for you to enable gifted memberships.
It is.
There you go.
Thanks, Rob.
Right, Rob coming in with the save.
That's because he's OG. He knows how to do the thing.
Well, like I just said, he's the old
You guys
grizzled
have to learn how to
veteran.
do this. I had to learn all of this stuff really quickly on the fly. Like,
Oh yeah, I bet.
But that's what's cool about having organic beginning. Like that's really cool. I like that.
Well, that's kind of the point, though. Is his beginning wasn't organic, right? It
wasn't
just
organic.
almost
That was all of a sudden. It was the channel was this size, and there's an expectation. Like the webcam was gone. Because the webcam it works, but it's really crappy quality. And then the mic becomes an issue. So the mic gets upgraded. Then it's all the other stuff. There's the number of inside jokes that I guess have now been going on for 2-3 years are just pretty amazing. Like the bots in the background and the robot jury, the unicorn, Ziggy Sawdust, like
Ziggy Sawdust. I was gonna ask about the unicorn because I don't know that I'm super familiar with the story or its origin.
Yeah.
But I know it's your thing, right? It's your sparkle farts and unicorns and whatnot.
It was actually he's right here. This guy.
Oh,
outstanding.
So I was watching a video and Elaine Bredehoff was giving some commentary about how everyone needs to learn something from this depth case, and it's no one's going to believe you unless you bring receipts, right? That was the takeaway. I was getting really fucking pissed watching that. Sorry for the profanity.
You're good.
That's good.
Really, I just did. I try to respect people's.
We're nice.
We swear a lot over here.
Okay, that's fair. I just try to respect people's spaces before I know what the boundaries are. So this was sitting on a shelf right over there because it was intended as a gift for my niece, and someone, I guess, I grabbed it because it's a stress ball, so it's squishy. So I started squeezing this thing, and out of stress, and then someone in the chat goes, "Is that a unicorn?" And I said, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was a gift for my niece." So I go and I set it down, but I didn't realize that I had set it down. It was in view of the camera. So every time I was on the live stream, people saw the unicorn in the background, and it didn't end up going to my niece. I ended up getting a replacement, but one of the amazing
toy. I still keep those gifts all the time.
It gets better. One of the people that's one of the amazing chat participants, Buru Berries.
I know Buru Berries.
She DM'd me. Yeah, she DM'd me and she says, "Can I replace the gift for your niece? You know, I do crochet, and I'd like to, give how many nieces and nephews do you have?" So within several months, all of a sudden, a box shows up.
Thank you.
And it's little unicorns for each one of my nieces, and little triceratops or little dinos for each one of my nephews. And
that's awesome.
Another one up there. So
Love
people started sending unicorns, and unicorns kind of became the mascot of the channel. And you know what? It's funny because people like to tease or make remarks about, "Oh my gosh, it's a unicorn, yada yada." I don't care. That's one of the fun things about it. Like my favorite colors, unapologetically, my favorite color is purple.
Hell yeah.
I wear pink shirts. I wear pink ties.
My dad's favorite color is pink, and he loves saying it.
Yeah. So
he's also
unicorns,
a badass. He'll say it to his face that you don't like it, and watch what happens.
Yeah, it's funny. And then there was one time where what is Aussie Overlord? I have a unicorn hoodie around here somewhere. Someone sent me, and I wore it, and his kids saw me, and I think he started referring to me as the king of the unicorns.
Aww.
And was asking Ozzy once, like, "Daddy, are you streaming with the Unicorn King again?"
We were backstage doing that one time with her.
Yeah.
You got to be confident in your sexuality, right, Rob?
You have to. Yeah.
Good night, Broken Baker. Thanks for stopping in. We love
Hey,
you.
I didn't even know Baker was in the chat. Hey, Baker. Good night. It's
like,
it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. there. Yeah. What's he doing?
Go to sleep, you weirdo.
He never sleeps.
Just gotta go to the gym.
He said he's trying to go back to bed, but Lay off
So
the.
do you have any goals for your channel, Rob?
Survive. I mean, keep making content. I mean, realistically, when I say survive, I mean find a balance that works.
Yeah.
That's the thing. For me, I'm a full-time litigator, and when I say that the practice that I'm with is busy, I've got, I think, 60 active domestic litigation cases right now.
What?
That are in active litigation.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Now I've got 2 or 3 associates that help out on the different cases that we pass off between the partners, but caseload is wild. So I've got a full trial docket. That is the full-time gig. And then I've got, mischief manager. I'm engaged there, and we're moving into a house, and there's two little kiddos, the mini mischiefs that are, it's a blended family. So there's a whole lot going on in my life where the channel is great. It's a great outlet, but I got to have my priorities where they are.
Off topic, I'm making an executive decision because I'm realizing that I put all these little pieces in my box, and so I've recreated, by the way. So I've recreated the one, right? Okay. So like all the spots are in the right, all the dimensions are there and everything. Then I turn the page. It's like 4 of them. I'm like, okay, no. I'm gonna order some parts. I'm gonna come back to this. In the meantime, I'm gonna build the X-wing.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. So FMN 2.0. Hey everyone, what are we making tonight? To answer your question, Dave, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I'm building an X-wing.
Now.
I was building this old Wild West set from the 1990s that I had as a kid, and I thought I had most of the pieces. Obviously, I don't. Look at there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these things I needed.
Yeah, no.
And I wasn't going to build all 5. So now I'm going to switch over to the X-wing.
This is a pretty cool set, though. You need to order all the pieces, man.
I thought I did. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Valhalla, do you want to go next, my dear?
We are building Darth Vader helmet bust. I don't know. It's cool though. It's very cool.
Hella cool. And Rob, what are you building?
We've got the house from Up.
Yes, he does. So cute.
It's a cool build.
Does it have the balloons too?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
I saw it at the store. It looked really fun. I almost bought it.
I just want to say we are 57 minutes in, and I'm just starting my Lego build, Valhalla.
I don't want excuses.
Right? Here's the
Come on,
thing. The
Dave.
X-Wing, it's like
Dave, don't
400 pieces. It's an easy build. He's going to have it done in 20 minutes and start making fun of us because he had to start a new one. But
Yeah.
it was only a 800 piece build, 400 piece build. The wings are all one piece. Easy.
I got my Lego. I've got the roses for Mother's Day So for those of you who don't know, on Mother's Day, Brandy Churchwell, the 13th juror, is going to come back. And instead of building Lego, she's going to take my job, and I'm going to build a Lego set for the first time on stream.
I'm excited about that. We get to interview Wendy H, y'all.
Do you know Brandy Churchwell, Rob?
You like that?
I know the name. I haven't seen any of the content or commentary.
We had her on
She's like more true crime. She does do trials, but she's really into like the true crime side of it. I think she's more kind of like Emily D. Is she? No, she's not like Emily. She's not an attorney.
She does. So she has a podcast in addition to her YouTube channel, and she does a lot of deep dives on her podcast. And then she'll cover stuff on her YouTube channel, usually the trials. So right now she's going through a deep dive on Scott Peterson with his appellate stuff and with the Innocent Project and stuff. She's doing a lot of deep diving on that. So, but yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's a lot of people that know that follow Recovery Addict know her. They're like BFFs right now. I think not right
He's
now.
He's another great guy that I've met through this.
I've yet to meet him.
He seems like a sweetheart.
I haven't met him in person, but actually engaged with him and had like conversations.
She does do great charts. She's very famous for her charts.
Brandy's awesome.
Yeah.
I chit chatted with Steve Recovery. Is it Steve, right?
Scott,
Steve or
Scott.
Yeah. Chit chatted with him on the phone a little bit, but I haven't been on panel or really anything with him. But he does good work. It's just that's the thing about this is that there's so many different interesting people that you get to talk to if you want to.
Right.
Or you can kind of do your own thing, right?
It's hard. The further you stretch, like it.
Leo, Julia, I think Leo's in bed now. Rob,
Yeah,
where's the
Leo's in
camera you had to show Leo? We need to see your Lego building.
Leo's in bed. Oh, the Lego build. Let me see.
Mhm.
Switch to that camera.
I think people would
So
love
you're saying you get you mean stretched out as far as like what the point of contacts and the people that you would stream with? Is that what you're meaning?
Well, it's a lot. Like there's so many people that we're talking to. Come on, find the focus. Why are you not focusing? Hello.
There you go.
Aw. Hold on. Sorry.
That is really adorable.
Oh my
It really
God. It's so cute. So Rob, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I've been at Disneyland all week. So I'm super attached to your Lego build right now. And
Oh, that's
Valhalla's, of course. And now Dave's too. Because Disneyland isn't just cute anymore. It's got Star Wars. What's
got
the name of the
everything.
cool ride I was telling you guys about backstage? What's it called?
The Force
Starts with an
Unleashed
S.
or Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance. That's what it's called.
Yeah, but it's I forgot what they call. Anyway, you guys have to go on that ride. It's so cool. It's
like in a-
super interactive.
Wendy, it's called Rise of the Resistance.
Rise. Yeah, Rise. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you. Sorry.
And
They
Zach in
call
the
it
chat.
Rise. So wait, so check this out. You want to hear a funny story? So of course you do. So my kid and I, she's 13, and she
I think
goes to
wait, hang on. I think Wendy is crushing on Rob because I've never seen her so like hyped up for a guest before.
Aw.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
No, you know who I fangirled the most over so far
Stuff.
was But Flux, because I actually follow her and like I got to meet her on stream and I was like, oh my God, I have such a girl crush on her.
Flux
And
is amazing.
I really had I'm of course Steve Gosney. I have like such a crush on because if you don't, you're dumb because he's amazing. And I think I crushed on almost everybody. Joe is hot. Can I just say that?
Well, you did. I don't know if you can,
hot.
but you did.
I like the logic a lot. I think he's handsome, but I also think he's hot. There's something hot about him.
I think Wendy is attracted to intelligence, is what I think it is.
So bad. Like, yes, that gets me. And Megan Fox, she has a new fan in me. I really like her.
Megan's awesome.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed all of our guests. So if I'm leaving anyone out, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, we rope dropped. So for those of you who aren't Disney fans, rope dropping is when you get there at like 7 to get in line because they actually at 8 they literally drop a rope that you can get into the park. So all these crazy Disney people get there at like 7 at the latest to line up.
Mind you, she says these
there.
crazy Disney
Right.
people while she's there.
Yeah,
Totally.
You are literally telling us about this right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we rope dropped so that we didn't have to wait 4 hours because we're there during spring break. So each ride is like 2-hour long waiting, at least.
Ugh.
Well, yeah. And I'm a VIP BITCH. I'm not a 2-hour waiting in line BITCH. So I get the Genie Pass. I get all the lightning. I don't care. I have all that.
Those are
Love it.
so much money.
I don't care. I'm a VIP BITCH. So
Wendy does okay, we think.
yeah. Shy. So we rope drop this damn ride. So we get there. We have to get about 5 a.m, walk over to whatever. We're almost to the what's it called again? The Rise
Rise
Almost
of
to
the
Rise.
Resistance.
Yeah.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah. But people say the Rise. So you get there. We're almost to it. It takes my feet already hurt from the day before. We're running. I'm a little chubby. I shouldn't be running, but I ran. Anyway, almost there. And the whole crowd just stops and we're like running into people. Like it's like a bunch of idiots. And the ride shut down. It hadn't even opened. The park hadn't even opened yet, and the ride was shut down. So we did all that work for nothing.
Oh, that sucks.
It sucked.
Well, that was like a horrible story.
Right?
You got to tell us that.
All the build up to just disappointment in the end? What the hell, Wendy?
I'm the worst storyteller ever. Well, we did end up going, obviously, because I was talking about the ride, But
Obviously.
so what we did was I actually, since we were so close at the front of the line and nobody in back of us knew that the ride had shut down yet, we hurried up and got on Indiana Jones. We did Pirates of the Caribbean. We did all the rides that usually take 2 hours. We were like third in line. So that was cool. So we did go on some cool rides, just not the rides. We did do rides later, and it's amazing. Do it.
Rob, do you go any closer other than the East Coast? Like, do you give the state that you're in or no?
Northern Virginia.
He told you the courthouse in this stream.
Northern Virginia, Fairfax Courthouse. That's my
Where
courthouse.
Johnny Depp was
that's right.
practicing
That's right. I wasn't paying attention.
Jesus Christ, man.
Asked and answered.
Asked and answered. For sure.
That's cool. We'll figure this out.
He's all flustered because he had to start over.
Someone in the chat was making a comment about how I wear my hat backwards. That is actually something that's intentional as a respect to you guys, because when I wear my hat forward,
can't see
I'm looking down at the Legos. You can't see my face.
Can't see nothing.
We appreciate you.
Well, apparently I don't have the respect for the chat because I always wear my hat this way.
David does not. He does not.
No, this is my show. You're all just here.
We're just along for the rise of the resistance.
Welcome to the shit show, Rob.
Oh, you got no idea. My streams are usually worse by far.
I doubt that. Nothing
So
could be.
What's been some of the I don't know. Do you have any concerns long term with streaming, or do you think this is going to be viable? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it'll be viable. I think if anything, it's going to be a concern about fatigue. Like I was saying, the biggest part is making sure that you
don't wear yourself out.
You don't wear yourself out. It can become very unhealthy where you essentially are burning the candle at both ends, and the older you get, those candles burn quick. Mm-hmm. You get tired.
That's why I had to take an official retirement, so that people don't expect streams out of me, and then when I stream, they're happily surprised. That was the idea, because I wasn't able to time manage this whole thing. I got, people would send me invites. Like you talk about, good logic. I used to hop in his chat and he'd send me a link and I'm like, oh man, all right, let me get out of bed, and I go and join him, and then, you're not sleeping. And then I stopped chatting. I told him when he was on for Lego Law, and I told him, I said, I stopped chatting because you kept sending me a link. He's like, don't ever feel obligated. I'll still send you a link. Just don't ever feel obligated. So
yeah, I always say it's an invitation, not an expectation.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
That is good. Well, that's the thing, though, right? Especially when you're a small creator. If you get an invite from a much larger channel, you got to go, right? Like if the first time
that is the scary part.
Yes,
that's where you actually have to take a step back, and you have to focus on yourself and your health first.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I don't think, can balance that very well. I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Well, I think a lot of
people. And you got to be like, listen, I'm not getting out of bed where my wife is laying with me, and to go stream and talk to some guys on the internet.
Right.
I'm gonna stay right here next to my wife,
where it's comfy and warm.
Yeah, it's comfy and warm.
I don't know if CA is for Canada or California, or if it's just CA. But CA Human, thank you for the $10 super chat. Wow, Lawton Lumber, great to see you again.
Good to see you too. I haven't gone anywhere.
Good to see you over here.
Rob Da Vinci Moore wants to know about
God.
Google Maps. Did I say that right? Da Vinci?
Yeah, you did. So have you guys heard about did you guys hear about this case, the wrongful death lawsuit against Google Maps?
No.
What's no?
Do tell.
So there's a dad in North Carolina, 2 kids had just recently moved. I think it was Hickory he was living in. But had just recently moved there, hadn't lived there very long term, and wanted to host his daughter's birthday, or wanted to have the family was setting up the daughter's birthday party. And the birthday party was a sleep camping, right? So they went to someone else's house, one of their friends' houses, and all the Kids set up sleeping tents in the big in the inside because it was raining outside. They set up sleeping tents. They all did. Then they watched a movie or something like that. Well, then mom takes the kids home. Dad stays behind to help clean up. Dad begins driving home. Google Maps routes him home, and Google Maps sends him down this road over a bridge that was not there. And the first page of the lawsuit is literally a photograph of what the edge of that bridge looks like without the what am I doing here? What the edge of the bridge looks like without any signage. There was no signs, no posted, no nothing. So you literally just you see trees. You do not see the edge. There's nothing that blocks it off. He drove off the edge. So I was reading through it, and
in the ending of who? Resulting in
the dad died.
Oh my God.
Yeah, kids were young too. So it gets more interesting because the lawsuit alleges, and they have the receipts to post it, that Google had received for the past 9 years or something to that effect, had received notification that the bridge, hey Google, your map is wrong. The bridge is out. They never updated it, ever. And I was sitting here looking at this, and I was kind of wondering how the lawsuit was going to be. And I started reading the allegations, and I was going, all right, I see the liability. And Ian comes in and joins the stream and has 1000% the opposite take. Like going hard in the paint, opposite take.
Okay.
So his opposition then gets my back up, and I throw my foot down, even though I can argue the case from both sides, but I throw my foot down, and then Ian and I are just going at each other, like to the point where we're saying, I don't get where you're making this point. It's a stupid point. You're an idiot.
Because that's what I think of when Robin and Ian are arguing is, oh, these guys are both idiots. That's my first reaction.
But it was so contentious that I think Kurt was on the stream too. And Kurt just kind of sat back and just crossed his arms and was just watching us just yelling at each other.
Oh, I believe I have heard about this. I didn't see it.
And then the chat starts chiming in with who they're buying into, yada, yada, yada. And the chat ended up being more in Ian's favor than mine. And I said, that doesn't make him right. So
that's funny.
Every now and then, like, because the ability to make a joke about a Google map or a map being wrong, it comes up a lot. Every now and then.
Well, it was a whole thing on The Office with Michael Scott driving into a lake.
Well, and then you had another case. Was it about 2 months after that? Google settled a case for a couple $1 million where someone was driving. They drove off a ravine into a lake or something like that. So it was really interesting because the chat was very divided. Ian was really emotional, and that was what I thought. I actually talk about this stream because I think it was one of my favorite examples of what I love about this. Showing people that you can disagree vehemently, very passionately, and not back down on your point, but still have respect for each other.
Right.
That is
Rob, you have to be Ian's enemy now. Don't you know this? You got to start
You have to diss
You got to
him
start
on-
trashing him
you gotta
on
diss him
Twitter.
on all the platforms now.
I mean,
As a
come
matter
on,
of
get
fact-
with it, man.
As a matter of fact, now that you're on the stream, we officially hate Runkle too. Runkle, you're
that's right.
disavowed. You can't come here ever.
I actually no. So I have a serious question about that case because I hadn't heard of the case. Why isn't the municipality that didn't put up any barriers? Oh,
Private road.
Private road. Yeah.
Okay.
The
That makes
road
sense.
is private. So the landowners on the other side of the bridge owned it. And now we all agreed they were liable. Like they're liable. I'm sorry. You don't put up any signage before a bridge that's out. No, that's completely foreseeable consequence.
yeah, but the private property owners don't have money to make any.
Yeah, what are the
That's
parameters about the
that's the
private
point.
property though?
What was
Is
that?
this I said, what are the parameters surrounding the private property though? Is this like a there
Is it a
should
public
be
easement?
nobody there ever? Like it's a
No,
private
imagine that there's a road. Let me see if I still have the lawsuit.
John Common for a $5 super chat. Sing it. And it seems to me streamed your lives like a candle in the wind. I think that's what he wanted. Hi, John. Thank you.
Wendy sings much better than I do.
I can also pronounce people's names.
Got him.
Yahoo Maps.
I need to go cry now. I'll be right back.
All right.
You're gonna cry?
Don't tweet about me now.
If the chat knows when that stream was, I think I still have the lawsuit.
Yeah, anyone in chat know? Help out our dear friend Rob. Don't forget we want to see your outro too.
We got time.
We got plenty of time.
So there's 20.
Also for the entire panel, crinkle or fold. I don't know what that's about, John.
Crinkle or fold.
Toilet paper?
I'm gonna need some more information.
I fold, by the way.
I feel like it's
my money. I fold.
What's
anything.
crinkle toilet
I think
paper,
it's.
Rob?
You think it's about?
Is that what the question is? Is the question? toilet paper?
It might
I don't
be.
know.
I think you're right.
I always think about
Is
money.
it like, is it scrunch it up or fold it
Is
up?
it like a wad or is it folded? Fold all day. Fold.
Well,
Wait, what are we
I'm
talking
doing
about?
well, so-
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
No,
I missed the
No.
question.
You're a crinkle?
I'm a buncher.
Oh no.
Like I'm a folding bunch. Like it's it's an organized bunch.
Okay, so I'm coming in halfway through this conversation, and I feel like this is somewhat vaguely sexual. What are we talking about?
Toilet paper.
We got a
Crinkle,
super chat.
crinkle or fold, David.
Dude wipes.
Thank you. Bidet.
Wait, no.
That wasn't
You're not
enough.
going in. You're not going in. You're not going in with those as the first swipe.
Oh yeah.
First swipe?
Oh yeah. All the way through.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yikes.
They're good for the septic tank too.
No, do not put them in your septic. Don't do that.
Yeah, they're all natural plant fibers.
That's not true.
Septic
Ask my
safe.
plumber.
That
My
doesn't
plumber
sound
says
like
no.
doesn't sound like a
Well,
good idea.
we'll see when the plumber comes out this summer.
Yeah,
When the-
especially
when
don't
the
you
guys
live
come
kind
out
of in
to-
the country-ish? Like maybe you have septic, or do you have like a normal, like?
No, I have
city-
septic. No, it's all septic. That's why it's that particular brand.
Oh,
Who, by the way, it was recommended to by one of maybe our future guests on here. If I can ever get in touch with him, Rory Sutherland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be really
He's
cool.
he's an interesting dude. He's a marketer out of England. He's just got a neat way of seeing the world. So what attracted me to this guy was he's talking about like how to market your product, right? Or how to compete with the marketplace or things like that. And he said, all right, so take Coca-Cola, the number one soft drink, non-alcoholic soft drink manufacturer in the world. So what do we need to do to compete with them? We need to sell more, higher volume at cheaper prices that taste better, right? That's the sort of the three criteria. And you wouldn't be fired suggesting that. He's like, but the number one competition that comes out is Red Bull. Smaller cans, twice as expensive, and tastes like shit. And so he's just got a neat way of looking at the world like that. And so I want to get him on here and talk to him. But he's the one who recommended those. He's
that's
like,
actually the best brand.
why do we use dry paper?
Because we're in Spanish we say because you're cochino. That's
Cochino?
gross. Cochino means like it literally means like a pig, but like it's gross, disgusting, nasty. Like,
Sucio.
yeah, a little bit. Thank you.
And I was like, you know what? He's right. And I went out and ordered some.
No, I like that brand too. Nick Starl, thank you for the 50 sex. Rob, if you get one trial, I think Rob already saw this. You get one trial per year, set a Georgia Rico trial. Get a Georgia Rico
The
trial.
answer is a hell no.
Right.
I don't want anything to do with that case either.
No
Oh my gosh,
way.
poor Nick.
It's not that case. It's the Georgia Rico statute. That statute it sets up for a nightmare. Any case that's brought under that Rico statute is a freaking nightmare.
Oh, David.
Well, the charging
regular Rico.
Nice.
What was that?
How is it different than a
The
regular?
underlying act doesn't even have to be necessarily criminal in nature, from what I understand. I haven't done a deep dive into it. But that's one of the underlying
you're
things.
sitting there basically I mean, that's hitting it on the money. Like you basically allege, well, take the YSL case, rap music, lyrics, that is somehow part of the conspiracy.
Yep. See, that's
Which
the thing.
should be absolutely insane. First Amendment should be protecting that all over the place.
Thank you, Julia.
Can
Julia.
we? Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
Lawn Lumber, scroll up for chat from Ballet Girl with the name of that FNF Corey Richens. 8 passengers in 7 minutes is the timestamp.
The Friday night. Corey Richards, 8 passengers in 7 minutes.
Does that help? Thank you, Julia. It's very sweet.
What was I going to say? The YSL.
The Google Maps. I have the lawsuit pulled up, shared backstage.
Oh, sorry. You ready to pull it up? We can go through it.
I mean, you can if you want. It's not going through it. It's just showing you guys because I wanted to show you what that picture looked like.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
hold on.
So imagine like coming upon that in the middle of the night, rainy, low visibility,
40 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I wouldn't make it.
No signage, no nothing.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a sign or something.
I personally, if that were my private property, I wouldn't even allow that for my own safety, let alone anyone who would come upon it. I don't even understand that.
What state was that in, Rob?
North Carolina. So, and then they actually, so as part of the lawsuit, let me see if I can find the other image. Yeah, so that's what he drove off of. You can see how long the bridge has been out. You can see over here, like the trees planted on the other side.
That's Naglet. Oh, I'm going to be quiet because
That's the route. The area where it's marked in red is the area where the bridge was. It's Google Maps was, and here's the thing: as of the day they filed the lawsuit, Google Maps was still sending people over that. So even after the death occurred, look, thanks for your report. Now,
detrimental reliance, is that like the underlying basis of the?
I went on a detrimental reliance, but I went on a product liability. Like the product you're advertising, what you're marketing is a map, and it's not just a map because maps can be wrong. You're marketing and advertising a
live
something that has a live updates. I mean, the thing is so good that it tells you the traffic, it tells you where things are stopped, it tells you where there's accidents, it tells you where cops are.
I was gonna say it'll tell you when cops are set up in speed traps.
Was that his car that we saw the photo of, by the way?
Yep.
So M. Young, to answer your question.
I drive the same route to my office and back home, or to wherever I'm going and back home every day. I know how to get there, but I use Google Maps to tell me if the traffic is heavy and if I should go an alternate route.
Right.
Even though I know exactly where I'm going. So I can see that products liability aspect of it, which I feel like is more of a, it's not strict scrutiny, or not strict, it's not strict scrutiny. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not strict liability, but it's a lot easier, I feel like, at the end of the day to prove than detrimental reliance.
Yeah.
Has somebody asked if Google Maps has fixed that yet?
I don't know. When the lawsuit, when I pulled up to cover it, I want to say it hadn't fixed it. I can't remember specifically, but either way, it was pretty. It took a minute to get that.
So, what was Ian's position on it? Why did he think that Google wasn't liable?
Basically, the act falls on the driver. It's your responsibility to maintain adequate safeguard and control over your vehicle. Period. End of story.
So, is there comparative fault in North Carolina? Did they talk about that at all? Or?
That part I didn't remember.
Okay.
What's comparative fault for the rest of us in the class?
Sure. So comparative fault is when you're either 51% responsible yourself as the plaintiff, then you can't recover the other side. So the idea would be is like if the fact finder determines that there's like two defendants, or the plaintiff himself is 40% at fault,
Okay.
then
Thanks,
if you
Christine.
don't have that, then they could recover 60% of their damages because the defendant's
it.
60% at fault. That's the idea behind it. And I
Got it.
screwed up my piece somewhere. How the hell did I screw this up?
Yeah,
But anyway,
and I
so that's
feel
what I was wondering.
I feel like if I were the owner of the property, I feel like I would have something up. I'm not saying if I
Oh, the owner. I mean, the owner's not even a question. Owner's liable. The owner just doesn't have money.
Right.
Yeah, that's the underlying issue.
Oh, however, yeah, they are. However, if nobody had a business being on their road, you know what I mean? Like then
It doesn't matter if
Doesn't matter.
if it's a public access easement
like
that
it's
road being there and
easement.
it was being publicly traversed.
Oh, okay.
We have that similar issue, not an issue, but we're dealing with that in our township now too. There's a private road that's designated as a public easement, not a public easement, a public road essentially, but it's owned privately. And now the property owners want to say no more. We don't want people driving down this anymore because we're going to redevelop this. And they actually have to go through the township and get the township to agree to no longer have this as a public access road, even though it's a private road. In any other circumstance, you feel like they should just be able to put up a fence and say no. So it happens.
Wouldn't you have so in this situation, right? Somebody's being held accountable for what happened on their private property, which is how that would go, right? If somebody gets injured on your property, generally that's coming out of your home insurance plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't that be justification in itself to be able to take back the municipality or the public easement aspect of it?
Well, wouldn't it be no? Because in fact, what they could do is they can impose additional responsibilities on the property owners.
Yeah, I mean, let me explain this. Explain this, and the best way to explain this that I've thought of is a town. Towns are private property owners. Well, they're a town owner, but they're a different owner than the city, county, or state. So the town owns the property, but the state still has, every person in the state has the right to drive on the property, even though the town owns it, because that is a part and function of it. Now the state has superseding rights where the state can come in and put in additional requirements, rip up part of the road. They might have to reimburse the town for the things they do, but the state has the ability to come in and do those things or require those things because the state is a higher authority than the town.
Okay.
If you have a road that you know is being publicly traversed, and if it's been publicly traversed for, in this case, probably more than 20 years, which would be adverse possession, I think it's pretty solid that you now have a responsibility to continue to care for it, provide for it. Now you have the added responsibility of knowing it's a public road.
If they put up a chain hanging a sign saying road closed, I don't know if they could have, but I feel like everyone would have been off the hook.
Yep. Or even if they had put up flashers beforehand,
Yeah, I
not
was
even
going
a
to say
chain
I would
across,
put up
just
at
some.
least these cones or something. Like even so, I had a bunch of yard work done once, and the landscaper didn't do it, but I did it. Like hello, because I'm halfway intelligent. I put even though it wasn't like a big deal, I put cones around the thing. I went and bought that caution tape, and I put a whole thing. And I didn't even live on a main road, but I did that because number one, I care about if a kid fell in there or someone riding a bike, but also I care a lot about my assets, and I don't want them to be sued.
Right.
Spoken like a rich woman.
How rude, sir.
How long did you say that Google Maps was redirecting people onto that roadway?
Years.
Right.
Years and years and years.
And obviously the municipality or whatever sort of governing agency wasn't concerned about it because they didn't say to the guy, hey, you need to fix your bridge. I don't know. All kinds of weird things pop up.
My city doesn't care. They would have let it crumble. They want the homeowners to pay for everything. FMM 2.0, thank you for the $5 super chat. Dave, are you doing crumbly sentencing? Dave Robb, under what circumstances would you ask a judge to let your client live with you?
I saw this reporting. Holy crap!
Oh, I saw that.
So,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
they're talking about is a sentencing memorandum. So if you guys don't know, James and Jennifer Crumbly have been both found guilty of involuntary manslaughter for the death of 4 students that their son shot in a school shooting. And sentencing is on Tuesday. Yes, first of all, I will be streaming that live. Secondly, they're facing up to 15 years each for the 4 deaths. So it's a maximum of 15 years. We do concurrent sentences in Michigan. They're only going to get 15 years. Now, the state is asking for 10, and the defense filed their sentencing memorandum, which is basically where you score out the guidelines, you say what they're eligible for. And I haven't done that, although I promised to, but then I got busy with like real work. But it sounds like Jennifer might be eligible for probation, not jail time. Or some sort of straddle cell where she doesn't necessarily have to do jail time for whatever reason. And if that's the case, they could say, listen, we don't want you to just do this. You could do house arrest, but she doesn't have a house because, she's been in jail for the last 2 years.
3 years.
What I think they're asking for is sentence her to time serve and then let her do house arrest for the rest of her probation. But since she doesn't have a house, apparently her attorney is offering the opportunity for her to live in her guest house. I see a whole host of ethical obligations or violations with that. Yeah. But it's interesting. I mean, she definitely cares about her client, but I don't know if I'd put myself in that ethical dilemma.
She's got a bunch of kids.
Yeah, she's got like 5 kids, I think.
Boy, the public already hates her. They're going to really hate her if she lets Jennifer live with her. Hopefully she's never running for district attorney.
So cute.
Ooh, let's see what Rob's got going on.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
There it is.
oh my God, it's so cute.
That's awesome.
There were no
It's like
uprights at Disneyland, by the way.
It looks like a little Polly Pocket from back in the day.
Oh, Valhalla.
Ooh, I have a Polly Pocket with a pineapple.
Of course you do.
I got it for the expert's birthday or Halloween stream.
Halloween. There it was.
I don't remember a Polly Pocket on the Halloween stream.
Oh, I do. I do. It was
I
pretty
dressed
good.
as a certain YouTuber that likes to play with toys, and I got a.
Oh yeah.
Now you remember.
There's a YouTuber that has a toy collection, and he sells toys, I guess, or collection or whatever.
He makes them.
So I dressed up or he makes parts of them too.
Yeah.
And so I dressed up as him, but I had this pineapple Polly Pocket from the 90s that I used as my little toy figure.
Is Valhalla going to show us what he's doing now? Or are you just...
On my Lego?
Yeah, let's see how you're doing, bud. Hold on.
Progress report.
Progress report. Very. Oh, I like the red.
Well, you won't be able to see any of that.
Is that his burn?
Huh? It's like inside of his helmet.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, there's his face.
Love it. Love
We're
your
getting
face, Nora. How are you doing, Rob, with your build? How's it going?
1 second.
No worries. Rain Man YYC $5 super chat. In true Canadian fashion, I'm going to use the outcome of the Calgary Edmonton game tonight to decide if Ian is correct.
As
I
you
like
should.
that Canadian logic. I love it.
Oh, you a hockey guy, Rob?
I want to go to Canada. I feel like I would love it there.
Said
I
nobody.
used to have
ever.
more time to watch hockey. Like I used to go to all the Caps games. I remember when they were, their colors were blue and gold, and it was the MCI Center, not the Capital One Arena.
Oh, really long time ago.
Yeah. And then when they won the Stanley Cup, I loved that. That was probably one of the coolest years. I just haven't been in a while. It's so hard to get downtown these days.
You had quite possibly one of the best hockey players to ever put on a pair of skates. Lead that team
Ovi?
for Ovi for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Dude played forever. He still plays, right? Or no, he retired just a year or two ago.
Who?
Ovechkin.
David Excited Utterance wants to know, are you shutting down your channel, David, because of the trolls? You know David loves the trolls. Come on. Was the
Oh, I
pineapple
was supposed to make
upside
2
down?
of these. That's the problem. Oh, I got like stuck on a spot here.
Tracy Fagan asks, and I under my breath whispered, "I hope not." Does Crumbly set a precedent for the other parent for other parents?
It doesn't technically set precedent, but it will certainly lead to more people being charged in that way.
Well, and just them being charged is setting like
Yeah.
a precedent to some extent. Oh, we can do this. We'll try this. I said, even if they were acquitted, it's not going to prevent people from not trying this in the future. And I just feel like it's a horribly dangerous precedent to set, period.
One of the biggest lies in all prosecutors say is this is an exceptional case.
Yep.
They always
that's how they get it. They get it with the exceptional cases. That's how they justify it, and everyone gets behind them. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, we're just going to do it in this case as well. And then we're just going to do it in this situation. And then it turns into everyone and their brothers getting charged with stuff.
David, have you ever met Richard Hogue? Julia wants to know.
I have not, although I drive past his office every day. I go from my house to his to my office. Yeah, I drive right by it. I know exactly where his office is, and I stopped by and knocked on the door once, but he wasn't there. This was a couple years ago.
He stayed at my house too. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Elise Charlene Fine Art for $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, everybody. I went to my undergraduate at Siena Heights College in Adrian, Michigan.
Ooh, Adrian.
Very cool. David's always happy.
Michigan's
to have
an awesome town. Awesome town.
Michigander.
Michigander.
Someone from Michigan.
How do I know that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I live in
I'm a little
California,
concerned
so I
too.
don't know anything about anyone else other than my state.
That's
We
what
live in a
this is
bubble
supposed to
here.
do.
And Valhalla's just praying that when our state falls off the earth, that I'm not in the state.
That's what I'm hoping for.
California?
Yeah.
Really
Best
want
case
it.
scenario, Wendy escapes before then.
I'll probably be like at Dollywood or something.
Yeah.
How are you doing,
You
David?
know she's going down. She loves her California, and she's going down with it.
You know what? I will go
Like
down
the
with
captain
the
of the Titanic.
I'm third generation native Californian. I ain't going anywhere. Don't worry, Tennessee and Montana and all the other states that hate us because we raise your housing prices. Don't worry, I'm not coming for you. I'll stay right here.
Whereabouts in California?
I'm in the Sacramento area.
Oh, I used to live in the Bay Area.
No way. Awesome.
Danville.
No way. Oh God. Oh, speak about money. Okay, girl.
That was it was a little bit different back when I lived there.
Oh, it was. Ever since I was a
mean
little kid, we
streets.
always thought that's where all the rich kids live.
No, not the mean streets, but
Nice. Yeah, I'm in Sacramento area and I was born in Riverside. I'm like from my dad was in the Army and I was born, so I was born on an Air Force base.
Little military brat.
See, I can tell you all the cities where I have lived and was born, but nobody knows them, so I don't talk about it.
It's not that nobody
I don't know where
knows.
Sacramento. I don't know what these
Nobody
places are.
cares.
You don't know this is the
Yeah.
capital of California?
No, why would I know
You don't
that?
care about California anyway. That's why.
No, I absolutely do not. Yeah, that's probably the reason. I just like forget it exists.
Yeah, Rob, I'm the unicorn in all of this community. Like I'm a actual real liberal and I actually love California. Like, I'm a bleeding heart and I'm a tree hugger and all that stuff.
You are
my rule on politics is that I hate all politicians. They can all jump off a cliff and I can never see them again.
That a boy.
I've
Well, I
lived
kind
in
of grew up in
DC
the state capital, so I
too
can't
long.
say that. But my godfather's was a state senator all of my life. Actually, he just retired this December. So I don't love all politicians, but he's amazing.
Did you say you lived in DC? Did I just hear that right?
I did.
No, I live just.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, Megan did, or not Megan. Gosh, Wendy did.
Sorry. I did
Oh,
only for 3 months.
Where?
Me?
Where in DC?
I lived in actually lived in Arlington, but I worked at the Pentagon. So
oh, that's right. I knew that.
Yeah, how did you not know that?
I did.
it was so fun.
I'm going to DC in August, and I'm looking forward to it. I get to give a tour of like off the beaten path kind of tour, so this could be a lot of fun.
Really? That's
Yeah.
cool. I want to go on that.
Well, buy the tickets now.
I'll go. You know me. I love to travel. I'm like, I'll go. Let's go. Someone has a trip planned. I'm going. Elise Charlene Fine Art, $1.99 super chat. Wendy, do you have a channel or just host? That's so sweet of you to ask. I am actually technically a guest. I MC the Lego streams. I do not have a channel and I don't desire to have a channel. So I just hang out with the guys here a couple times a month and have a really good time. But thank you for asking and welcome.
She helps
We've
keep
been
us on
trying to-
track.
Yeah, we've been trying to convince her to do a channel, but she won't. She's got too much like real world like life to live.
Right?
I just want to be tied down talking to all you
Disneyland to go to.
Yeah, I've got. Oh my gosh! So let's see, Disneyland. I just got back from Disneyland, and I. By the way, chat, I'll have you know, I do come home from my trips early just to hang out with the guys. So Disneyland was supposed to be till Sunday, but I'm like, no, this girl has to stream.
I'd rather do Lego.
And I'm speaking of streaming trips. I'm going to go. The Expert and the White Rabbiter, and a bunch of people are going to be. I don't want to say hosting because like I don't want to put that on them, but like a lot of people are meeting at Dollywood.
Oh yeah.
In May, and I'm
May
going
16th and 17th. We're gonna go to Dollywood. It's
Very
gonna be a blast.
excited.
I'm bringing my mother-in-law. It's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited. I'm mostly going to meet Valhalla in person and David in person and Baker in person and the Expert in person and the White Rabbit and Miami Spice and Danielle. I'm super.
She's just a fan. She has no.
Yeah, if I had a channel,
we might have screwed up here, Valhalla. No.
Yeah, you might have. Speaking of stalkers, speaking of GPS and Google Maps, I'll put some little trackers on you guys.
So, Rob, have you done any like fan interaction stuff, like IRL sort of stuff for fans at all?
Not really.
They're all like, no, he hasn't.
Well, it's time stuff. Always the issue. It's not close to. It's just time.
Tracy Fagans for $10 super chat says you can always stay at the Lawn Lumber B&B.
Yep, I've hosted Ian Runkle twice, Joe, Rick, and Alita.
Nice.
That's so sweet.
As they come through DC.
That's really cool.
Have you been recognized? Sorry,
David.
Just have you been recognized, like on the street somewhere? Like, oh, I know you from the channel.
Courthouse a couple times.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's that like?
Very weird.
I'm sure, especially in that situation, because you're there as a
to work
member of the court, right? Like you have to present yourself in a specific kind of professional manner.
There was one time I was walking in DC. DC, the mall area, it's well known for essentially just being fields for flag football or softball, kickball. And Mischief, her company had a kickball team, and they all go to the bar afterwards. So we were going to the bar. They had never met me before.
Nice, David.
So they were going to the bar, and we're walking towards this bar, and one of the people that's checking people into the bar goes, Bob? Yeah, like from Law and Lumber, like the YouTube channel. And it's like, yeah. And all of Mischief's coworkers they'd never met me before.
Oh, so wow. So they meet you for the first time. You're getting recognized as a YouTuber out in DC.
Really weird.
That's really awesome. Cool. Redford said he's from Kansas, and when they went to Washington, D.C. when he was a little kid, he met Bob Dole, and he gave him an embroidered sunflower sticker that he still has on his Bible. I love that.
Nice.
Bob Dole. I miss old school politicians. You're talking about you hate all politicians. I miss the Bob Doles. Now. Yes. To be fair, I like the old school ones. When they all just pretended to play the game and, oh, I hate you. You're an idiot. All right, now let's figure this thing out.
Even if it was fake, they had good manners. They were
like, okay, so Rob, you do a lot of family law, right? And you get those attorneys that, I
call them Kool-Aid drinkers.
What do you mean Kool-Aid drinkers?
I call them Kool-Aid
where they
drinkers.
drink their clients' Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I can't stand those. Most of the ones that are actually productively resolved ahead of time are the ones where we're talking just like this, just friendly about it and frankly about the situation. And then if we have a hearing, we might argue both of our positions, but we don't hate each other, and then we go out for a beer afterwards.
Yeah.
Those are the most productive cases. They're the most inexpensive cases. You want an attorney that's going to fight like a bulldog and drink your Kool-Aid, that's fine, but you're going to pay for it. But that's what I feel like politicians used to be.
In court. Like, I'll be your bulldog in court, but
yeah,
I'm going to try to avoid court if I can.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how I feel like politicians used to be, where we'll argue our positions, but at the end of the day, we still got to kind of have a government to function.
Remember, Judge Wapner used to always say, "Why don't you ladies go have some tea afterwards, or why don't you men go have a beer afterwards, or whatever?" Like,
I don't know if I've ever watched Judge Wapner.
Oh, he was the original People's Court judge.
I know who he
Oh,
is.
you're
I don't
too
know if
young.
I ever
I'm
watched
old.
him.
Kristen M96 for the $5 super chat. Rob, you gave Ziggy origin story, but not the jury origin story.
Yeah.
I see how it goes.
Jury.
Also, Rob, look at Wendy's background. I think Kristen's talking about my Rock'em Sock'em robot art.
Yeah. So the bot story is kind of interesting.
Let's hear it.
For those of you who don't know, let me see if I can grab one of them.
Interesting. McCrae H. McCrae H has a private road with a bridge. It's drivable, but they had it removed from Google Maps. Smart.
These are the bots. Now the jury badges are from the Maya case where the jury got the name This Jury. So this bot has the I have questions on it. So you guys can guess with the glasses as to whose bot that is.
Cute.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Love it.
during the depth stuff, one of the I forget if it was Taylor Lorenz or somebody, one of the commentators was saying all of these pro depth bot accounts that have shown up or popped up in the last year. Well, I didn't have a Twitter account. I created Twitter because of social media accounts. So I was one of the people they were talking about. Like the newly active accounts with a lot of followers that
just
clearly a bot.
Right.
So I was laughing about that. And Kristen was kind enough to make robots. And there was a joke that, if you came and stayed at my house, the real you was probably hiding, or the real you was probably captive in the basement, and the bot got sent back. So I was a robot factory.
Outstanding.
I like that.
I was a robot factory, so Kristen started making the bot, so that I started amassing my little robot jury, and I built them a jury box so that they sit behind me, kind of just presiding over the live streams.
Judging you for your dog.
Well, it's really cool because the bots have been such a feature in the channel that when Ian had his charity live stream, Kristen offered to make custom bots, and I think they auctioned for, I want to say, over $1,000 each.
Wow. That's awesome. That's super cool.
Pretty amazing.
It's one of the random things. Like, so before I started streaming, I was never a chatter. I didn't know what a chatter was, or that I knew you could live chat, but I never did. I would just watch the trials, like you said, you were just watching trials, and it was cool to have someone sort of in the background. And so I didn't know about the chat when I started streaming. I didn't know that was a thing. And it's amazing how involved and committed some of your chatters are, and how much they care, and how much they want to do for you. It's really kind of cool.
It's really amazing. And
scary.
It's scary because you don't want to let them down, and you try to do your best.
See, you messed up. See, you started producing amazing content from the very beginning. That was your mistake, Rob. You got to be like me, right? Be like Valhalla. Just put out crap all the time, and then everybody's expectation stays super, super low. It's great. It's great. I get freedom to do whatever I want on YouTube. It's awesome.
It's hard.
Hi, kiddo.
Good night. Love you, baby. Sweet dreams. Okay. He said, I love you. I'll go to sleep.
That's great.
Because if he's going to sleep, everyone's going to sleep. Cierra la puerta. Good night. Yeah. Gracias.
So when's the wedding, Rob?
No date selected. I mean, got a house to move out of, house to move into. A whole lot going on. Full law practice. We've kind of decided that we're gonna, and the new puppy, which was
good time.
which was a wonderful idea.
It was a great idea, Rob. Brilliant idea. You know, Mischief's been asking for a dog for so long. Why don't we choose now?
Right this second. That's the
right
best
now
time possible.
Just
Right when you're super busy.
Oh God.
Yep.
If you don't have enough on your plate, let's add a child in the mix.
It is wild.
How long you been practicing?
I've been practicing since 2010.
Okay, that's when I started as well.
Rainman YYC, thank you for the $5 super chat from Canada. Lived in Clawson in Luna Pier, Michigan before coming back to Canada.
Oh, you deported back to Canada, huh?
Did I ever tell you my granddad got deported when he was like 5?
No, tell us.
Yeah, well, I don't know much about it. Obviously, it was before my time, right? But apparently, he was Canadian, and his parents split, and somehow or another, he was in the States in custody battle. He got deported, I think, twice when he was like 5 years old, back to Canada. So, Wendy, we got that in common. Our family's getting deported and whatnot.
I love it. That's crazy. Yeah,
So-
my grandma swam across the Rio Grande to get here when she was 9 years old.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Rob, I was going to ask you what got you into the law practice. What made you want to be a lawyer?
It was really weird. Family of engineers, so there wasn't a single lawyer in my entire family. I didn't know what I was doing. In high school chemistry, I was in AP chemistry, and I was looking at all these engineering schools. Or I was playing lacrosse. I was being recruited by different schools for lacrosse, but I was looking at smaller and engineering schools for that. And my AP chemistry teacher told me it was a mistake, that he thought I should go. He thought I was going to be a lawyer. And I ended up going to sorry if it seems like it would take forever to answer these questions. I'm just trying to find pieces at the same time.
That's the beauty of Lego, man.
That's the beauty
Yeah,
of Lego
that's right.
questions.
Good night, Torrin.
Night, Torin.
Thank you for the $5 soup. Got to run, Rob. I love the pen. Thanks for letting me make the braid for you. You got a braid from Torrin 3?
Yeah,
Torrin's
there. It's got robots on it too.
Hell yeah. Oh, that was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Torin, I think we're working out a date to be on the show with Torin.
Jacob, yeah.
I think we got it. I don't know if we got it figured out exactly or not. I don't remember.
Quit letting him off the hook. He's got to answer my question.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so I went to Stevens Tech in Hoboken, New Jersey, played lacrosse there until my knee got blown out. And when my knee got injured, it was kind of an opportunity. Looking at my GPA there wasn't great. So figured I was going to transfer. I transferred to NC State, and I was behind in credits. So it took me 5 years to graduate undergrad, and I kind of decided I wanted to be a lawyer. So I went to a no-name law school, chased a girl down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, rather than going to GW, which would have, been interesting. I mean, it's very different caliber schools, right? So GW, great school, Fort Lauderdale, and going to Nova Southeast University. It's a tier 4 school, but it was a law school. I didn't know any better, and no one was a lawyer. So I go there, and I'd always wanted to be kind of an environmental lawyer. I didn't know. I wanted to represent companies to help them navigate like EPA stuff.
Wait, you wanted to be the bad guy in the fight on the environment?
Yeah. Parents were engineers, man. Like,
outstanding.
Yeah. And trust me, on the environment stuff, EPA. I'm sorry, EPA is a freaking broken system.
It's a whole broken system, man.
That's a freaking governmental agency. Anyways.
So, yeah, I wanted to do that. And there's a difference between stand-up lawyers, swivel chair lawyers. Well, when I graduated law school, like I said, I always wanted to be a swivel chair lawyer.
Oh. Sorry, Rob.
Oh, the longer I wanted to be a swivel chair lawyer, sit in a boardroom or sit in an office, didn't want to litigate cases, had zero interest in doing any of that. But when I graduate, they weren't hiring lawyers, and I graduated from a smaller law school. So I didn't really have a choice. So I ended up practicing for a solo practitioner. in Woodbridge, Virginia. And I was trying a case my first week after passing, or my first week in practice with him. It was months after I passed the bar, but it was my first week of actual practice. I ended up in court, and the guy that was the managing partner the solo told me, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a first appearance." No, it's trial.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. Trial by fire. And then that's how it kind of went on from there. And then I had one of my first federal cases, a bankruptcy case. I ended up litigating a complicated issue. First time appearing in federal court, walk up. So they call it the bar and passing the bar, because then you're allowed to go in front of the bar. That chair rail that you see there, that's the bar.
Right.
Lawyers are allowed to pass the bar. They're allowed to go in front of the bar. Walk up in front. Judge says, "Counsel, will you note your appearance?" And I speak into the podium. Federal court, they've got the microphones that are really big. So I speak into the podium, "Rob Morton for the debtor," and I hear my voice resonate. And my head like pops up. Like it was the first time.
Like,
Kind of fell in love with the practice of law.
Nice.
That's really cool. We've got some questions. Can we go to some questions? Because we've got some amazing
Yes,
chat.
Wendy, I'll let you ask questions.
Thanks, David. I think we already saw the one from Torn. Thanks again for the $5 super chat. FD Food Fairy, Wendy H. Need you to clear up. David Robb said they've been practicing since 22. Did they mean 22 years of age?
No, 2010.
Oh,
2010, yeah.
Okay.
2010.
Awesome. Thank you for clearing that up. Ablada. Will you have law talk with Mike on? I'm assuming that's to David and Val, or is that to Rob, or all three? I don't know. Anyone?
That's no problem with that.
Does.
Do we know him?
Well, everyone spoke at the same time, so I'll go. We're interested in interviewing all kinds of people on this channel. So yeah, if he wants to come out, absolutely.
Yeah,
I've never met him.
I've only met him in chat. He's interesting. He's fun. I like him.
Yeah,
he's from Chicago, so he's got that going against him. But
he knows what Lord is. That makes him cool in my book.
I'll ask Rob when he gets back. Lindsay wants me to ask if he speaks or how his Spanish is. Jenny B wants to know, what has been your most difficult or frustrating case? I'm assuming that's for David and Rob.
Well, it's clearly not for me. I streamed that Colorado case with the paramedics. That was difficult.
Oh, maybe she is talking about that. Yeah. Hi, Jenny.
I think so. Go ahead, Dave.
I froze. No, I froze for a second. That's all.
Oh, you did.
Difficult or frustrating case? I had early on. I had a DUI felony case that was troubling, and I was really I really wanted to win for my guy. I knew my guy was guilty as hell, but I really wanted to win. And it was upsetting to me that I couldn't really do anything for him at the end of the day. I mean, we had a whole trial and everything, and he was eventually convicted. But I realized because I was caring more about his kids, the fact that he was going to go to prison for a little bit, it was sort of really emotional. And then I realized that I wasn't doing a good job for him because I was worried about all these things that didn't matter at the end of the day. So that was a tough case, and it just forced me to kind of step back and realize what I'm doing here. I'm supposed to be rising above the bullshit, not drinking the Kool-Aid, as Rob would say. And so that was a kind of a pivotal case for me. That was a trial I had early on in my career.
Rob,
What about you, Rob?
That Rob has met him in Las Vegas. I think she's talking about Law
Yeah,
Talk.
I met Law Talk with Mike in Chicago.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And somebody asked earlier, I don't know if you heard the question, Rob, what's been your most difficult case?
Probably second year of practice, third-party custody case. I represented mom, and the kids were placed by mom with aunt and uncle several years ago. Mom cleans her life up, and I'm litigating the case, trying to get custody back to mom. I win all the legal issues, apply the standard that the judge wants to apply, or that I want the judge to apply. but the facts just didn't play out. It sucked. That one stuck with me for a while. Next one was the other one was where a guy got a protective order violation that was a complete bullshit protective order violation. Complete bullshit. And the judge locked my client up, and I was the first time I actually remember crying over a case.
That would be difficult to think.
Yeah.
Being responsible for whether or not somebody's stays out of jail.
Well, that's the thing. That's what bothered me about my case. And I realized, after the fact that what I was concerned about were the fact that like the cases that always involve kids are usually tougher. And I don't know if she was asking about like what was like an educationally challenging case or just a case that was hard to deal with. But when you are
I'll be back.
representing someone who's clearly guilty, you have to understand that the best thing you could do for them is make sure, or in society in general, is to make sure that the state does their job properly. Because if they take shortcuts for the guilty, they'll take shortcuts for the innocent. And so once I started looking at it like that, it was a lot easier to deal with some of the outcomes of the case, because at the end of the day, your client kind of, most often anyways, put themselves in this situation. And I'm not gonna, I always say it's like a parachute, right? A lawyer's like a parachute. We're not gonna put you back in the airplane, but we're gonna try to make the landing as soft as possible. And so once I started looking at it that way, some of the bad cases were a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, David, the one I'm talking about was one like, and I'm sure you might have had one or two, but it's the one that every attorney dreads more than anything in the world. The innocent person.
Those are tough.
Yeah, that was hard. It becomes a very, very tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, that was really, I think that's why so many of us have rallied behind Solomon Anderson's plight with the Zachariah Anderson case. Now, David doesn't take the stance that I don't think he's ever said whether or not he thinks he's innocent. I think he takes the stance that many of us do, that we just don't think that that was a properly
state didn't prove it.
Correct. They did not prove
right.
it.
I've told it to Solomon's, to Zach's brother's face. Solomon, I said, your brother could very well be guilty of this crime. To me, it doesn't matter at this stage. It wasn't proven. And the case itself was full of all kinds of irregularities and procedural issues. And at the end of the day, Zach did not have a
fair trial.
Full due process. Yeah, but I was trying to be more.
I mean, I'm a layperson, and I was shocked at the verdict. I was like, "What?" We've got some.
I wasn't shocked at the verdict. I was shocked. I was shocked at what the state got away with.
Well, I was shocked at the verdict because I'm a layperson, but also as a layperson, I was shocked that he was ever even arrested. I was like, "What? Like, what is this crazy? Like, there's
mistrial once, right?"
Pardon? Yeah. First one was a mistrial.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
because one of the key witnesses that establishes the timeline and everything else, changed her story after a private meeting with the DA, just a few weeks before the first trial, and that wasn't disclosed.
Who made himself a witness?
Yeah, he made himself a witness as a result, but the judge didn't do anything. He's like, "Well, you just can't question her, but otherwise, you're still in the case."
And that whole Denny motion garbage, that was just too much. Let me get yours. Let me get you. How you doing with people wanting to see how Rob's doing? Very cute. Oh my God, I'm in love with that little house. So cute. Very cute.
That's really cool.
So, and I don't think I could build anything that intricate because my fingernails.
So what's your primary practice area, Rob? Sorry, Wendy, you have more.
No, it's okay. No, go ahead.
Domestic litigation and complex bankruptcy cases.
Say that again, please.
Domestic litigation. So it's not as simple as just divorce. Basically, anything domestic relations related. If it's a modification of custody, if it's a custody determination, all the hard stuff, emotional stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I
That's
could do that.
That's what I do. I would say it used to be about half my practice. Now I'm getting more into more commercial litigation, business litigation, but it's still about maybe 20% of my practice is family law, divorces, custody, things like that.
I think Runkle's in the chat. Julia's saying,
Is
"Hey,
he?
Runkle at the Bailey. I'm looking. Show
Hey, Ian.
yourself, sir. Hello."
I'm pretty sure
Well,
someone probably summoned him once we talked about the Google Maps stuff.
people in the chat were saying if we talk about him long enough, he'll appear.
I know it is. You guys, the summons are real things. When someone starts talking about you on a stream,
Yeah.
the number of people who are watching or who are channel participants, all of a sudden you get summoned. You get people that are saying, "Hey, either it's Emily, Ian, somebody's talking about this. Oh, I'll go pop over and see what's going on. Jump in."
Nice. Oh, here he is. Yep. He says, "Yep, he's here."
I see, buddy.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing is like I didn't think of the chat, and so then when I actually started getting people in my chat, and then I would get people popping in that would say, "Hey, you need to go talk to so and so," or this channel. If I'm not streaming, they'll message me on Discord or Twitter or something. They'll say, "Hey, so and so is talking about you. You should jump over there. He has a question or he wants you on the stream." It's really interesting. It's a whole little weird little community. Not weird, but yeah, it's weird. It's a weird little community that you become a part of that I wasn't expecting. So are you enjoying it though, Rob?
Oh, I love it. Now, my big problem is I get overextended because I'm like the person that goes to a restaurant that sees the 16-ounce steak on the menu and goes, "I want that so bad." And I comes to my table and I start eating it, and I get like a quarter of the way through, and my stomach hurts so bad I want to throw up.
From a 16-ounce steak?
Dude, I don't know what is going on. I can't eat. Like, I now just do the petite filet, man. Like the
I ate like
filet,
2 pounds of pot roast last night, at
Dude,
least.
a 6-ounce filet, perfectly cooked, is all I want. Just give me that.
Okay.
That sounds really good right now.
I get overextended, so I want to do a lot of things. I love it. I love the ability. I love participating with the chat. I love people that are there. I tried to do Discord for a while. It was the more that I tried to do, the further I extended, and the more I started doing the thing I didn't want to do, which is letting people down. So
that's why I quit. I said, "All right, I'm done. I'm retiring."
You got tired of letting everybody down?
Well, I did, because the thing is that you got to do more and more and more. I literally didn't have time for it, and I was like, I just have to make like a cold break. I'm just like, I'm done. Not only that, I will get. This is kind of addicting, and once you start streaming again, once I started streaming again, it was like, oh well, I could just do a little stream about this, do a little stream about this, do a little stream about this. The other day, like, I'm supposed to not be streaming. The other day I spent like 12 hours streaming. And, I would jump on Baker's or Sean's or Excited Utter or somebody,
Right.
So by the time I'm done, I'm counting it up. I'm like, yeah, I spent 12 hours today streaming.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I know.
My problem is because I'm working all day, the 12 hours. What was that one stream I was on with Jeff when he had one of his F it Fridays, when I was doing I did the Jason Statham, the closing argument. It was talking about the litigators of old and Clarence Darrow. And I think I did a full stream on my stream. So from Friday at 8 p.m. This is after a full work day.
Darrow was awesome.
Begin Friday Night Frenzy at 8 p.m. That wraps at like 1 or something like that. And Jeff is doing his F it Friday, and he's 8 sheets to the wind. I don't know. And it looks like he's gotten a lot better at it, but there was a point when he was hitting the booze way hard, and I didn't think he was gonna have the capacity to turn off the stream. So I was watching, and again, I jump on with them at like 1, and before I know it, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning my time.
Oh yeah.
5 or 6 or 7. It was something ridiculous. Because the time it passes. We've been here for 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah, right. And it feels like it's only been like maybe 20 minutes or half hour or so. Or like I've been doing these 45-minute streams. They feel like 5 minutes. By the time we turn them off, we're like, oh my, I can't believe that was even 45 minutes. Time travels a lot faster when you're on the panel. Yeah, the time gets away from you. And then by the time you're done, you're like, oh my God, like 4 hours have gone by. What the hell am I doing with my life? I got a wife and kids. Where are my kids? I have no idea.
Hi, Stray. Welcome. Where have you been all night, girl?
Stray's been in my Discord harassing me.
Discord's a special kind of hell.
I love Discord.
David loves Discord.
It's got its moments.
I've got some. I need to catch up on some super chats and some other things here. I fit the description. MLS, when will you be visiting the Apple River to give us the scoop on what the place is like? That was from a while ago. We were talking about Michigan. I'm assuming that's Michigan.
No, Apple River's Michigan.
Yeah, Apple River's that Wisconsin case that Baker's covering right now, and Ozzy Pod, I think, is covering.
Yeah, take a look at that. That case looks interesting.
It's
really super interesting.
I've been stuck. I've been glued.
That's the thing. I gotta stay away from it because I'll stream about it and I will stream the entire thing because it's super interesting.
Yeah, and Sheriff Easy is the defense counsel, isn't he?
Yep.
Yes, he's
amazing
really
as he was then.
His crosses are freaking awesome.
He's brilliant. He's short to the point. I can't get enough of him.
So when are you going to visit, David?
You're gonna go find that bottom river.
Yeah. Well, I'm supposed to do something with Solomon and Nick Staroff is coming to town. And so it might not be this summer because when Nick comes in August, I think Solomon is also coming and we're going to go sailing and stuff.
Cool.
Fun.
So
no one invited me to. Elise Charlene Fine Art, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Did Hoke win, Rob?
Yeah, no, I don't know. He was the stroke. It was stroke.
What was it?
What?
It was a Stroke Hero Award.
Oh,
okay. I thought you were having a stroke for a second there. You just sort of trailed off.
Lindsay wants me to ask Rob how he speaks Spanish.
Understand. Don't speak.
Nice. Me too.
Used to speak.
Don't speak very well.
The woman that raised me. So when my mom went back to work, my mom, I don't know. So I talk about her quite a bit. So my parents they both worked for Bechtel.
For what?
They worked for Bechtel their entire careers. And my mom was the first female to make partner at Bechtel with an undergrad only.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and partner at Bechtel is one of the, if not the largest privately owned engineering company in the world.
Yeah.
So she was a badass woman in a group of men in a very traditional male.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really rare, right?
So your nanny was a Spanish speaker.
I call her my niñera. She's basically, I have mom A, mom one. Mom A, mom one. I don't have a nanny. I've got two moms. My dad was a badass too. So
love it.
No, I got my ass with the chancleta several times.
Got the chungle to the head.
The accuracy I know all too well from personal experience. The jokes are not people. We joke about it, like how these Latin women have good aim with that thing. It's not a joke. It's the fastest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome. It's not. No, it's precision.
Mm-hmm. Stereotypes exist for a reason, y'all.
We have too many kids, and we gotta get them all at the same time sometimes. This is from earlier. FD Food Fairy said, "Wendy, tell David Law Talk with Mike is from Michigan, though."
He's from Michigan.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I'm behind everybody. Please forgive me. And then TNN says, "I don't think MLS knows that."
No, I didn't know he was from Michigan. I know he's in Chicago now.
He and I went to the same law school. Old Line Red says in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah. Hi, Old Line. Haven't seen you for a while. How you doing? Julie O for a $4.99 super chat. Catching up. And why isn't bidet on the list of options? if you get dog poo on your hand, do you just wipe with a tissue and call it clean? No, just saying. And Julio, you are behind because guess who mentioned the bidet? This BITCH. Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. It's just
I don't know
I'd
about
have to
bidet.
install one.
I don't know
Everybody,
how I
you
feel
don't
about
have
it.
to install one. You can buy them on Amazon for $15. You just go on your toilet and you just hook up the water. It's so easy.
I
That's
feel
called
like
installing one.
original surprise would be just
I think that'd be the
Yeah, I
only
don't
way I'd willingly hook up a bidet is if I did it without telling Mrs. Valhalla first.
That would be so mean.
set the phone outside to audio record.
Exactly.
But I had an electrician come and put an outlet in my water closet so that I can get the warm one.
What are you in Europe? It's a water closet?
Well, that's what they call it when you have when it's just the bathroom part of the bathroom. Like it's just it's a water closet.
It's a water closet.
Betsy says la chancleta voladora never fails. Yes,
Never.
Yes, Reina. Never does.
No clue.
Never fails.
So it's like a flip flop, like a sandal,
It's a flip flop, and it comes off the foot. It comes off the foot in a single sweeping motion. And the range on this thing, the range on that thing is anywhere from 5 feet to 100 yards, and it is accurate
Depending on the level of anger.
It is, and it's accurate to within about a 2-inch radius, right in the back of the head.
That's awesome.
Auntie candy. So cute. I just was raised by a really hygienic family. Yeah.
I don't see what's so wrong with the wipes.
Nothing. I think they're brilliant.
Nothing's wrong with the wipes.
I just feel like it's a lot of wiping.
Just don't put them in your toilet and you'll be fine.
I also don't feel like there's I don't know, like I don't know if that's enough of a barrier for me.
Oh, the manly ones, the ones he's talking about are
Valhalla, I'm done with mine. What's taking you so long?
Cheater, pumpkin eater. No,
Easiest Lego build ever. Right.
I started an hour after you, sir.
That's awesome, David.
I got a little Princess Leia, and I've
My
got a
girl.
little Luke Skywalker, and then I got an R2, and I don't know who this guy is, but I got this guy. Anyone know who he is?
I don't know who he is.
No.
Some rando. That looks great, David. Chris Mullins says. Good job, David.
Some silly Kathy Kennedy character.
I don't know.
Some new thing.
Is it on the box?
Although it had R2D2, so it can't be too old. It didn't have BB-8 in it.
General Dunada.
There you go.
I don't know. Who dat?
Oh yeah.
Do nada. Do nothing.
Remember when you and David, when you and Flux did the Star Wars stream and she had her Princess Leia buns?
I know. I was dressed as a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We've got to do more of those. I also have a stream with Kaiser Pineapple where we're talking about, we're doing a movie review of each one of the Star Wars, and we started with the first one, and then it's like one of those where you get overextended. We've never come back to it, and it's been 6 months. Maybe we'll finish that whole series at some point.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You can just kind of put it on hold, and you get to it when you get to it.
I guess.
It might be just my age of when it came out, but I think the Phantom Menace doesn't get enough.
David probably agrees with you on that.
All Star Wars is good Star Wars. That's
stop it. You're being ridiculous.
All Star Wars is good Star Wars. That's my position that I take that apparently nobody else shares.
It's a lofty take is what it is.
Yeah.
Right, Cranky Granny? I'm with you, girl. Love the Phantom Menace, Lady Draconis says.
I don't remember which one that was.
That was with Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
I saw Simu, what's his name? He's in the 6 rings of totally changing whatchamacallit movies here. The 6 rings, the Avenger people, the Marvel movies. Yeah, the 6 rings.
5 rings, isn't it? 5 rings?
Yeah.
I
think it's 6.
The stones, the Infinity Stones?
No,
what the hell are we talking
separate
about?
movie.
There's rings now.
Oh,
yeah.
They have rings
Simu, like Simu something. He was also in Barbie. He was in the
Ryan
Korean.
Gosling?
Yeah, he was one of the Barbie. He was one of the Kens in the Barbie movie.
Well, that was everybody. There were so many Kens.
There was. Well, he's the only Korean dude. Super. Anyway.
Oh,
saw
I
him.
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Disneyland. I saw him on the Matterhorn.
See, Excited Utterances in chat saying, "Hey, you want to join my stream tomorrow?"
No,
Excited?
not Shangli, not 10 rings. 6 rings. It was maybe it's called 10 rings, but no.
Yeah,
not
it's like
Shangli.
10 rings. It's not 6 rings or whatever you said.
Well, then maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. It's a Marvel.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, it's 10 rings.
Okay, then it's
Yeah.
not that one. I'm saying the wrong thing.
And that's Marvel anyways, which, it is owned by Disney now. I can hang this thing. Look at that.
You sure can. Oh, that would be so cool to hang. I love that idea.
The way I had that one to display it is I put like something underneath it so it sat down so that because otherwise the wings don't stay up.
Oh.
So if you put like a base underneath the middle of that, then they stay up.
Maybe you can put the Lego pieces that are missing once you find them.
I'm going to
inside.
hang it on the wall, though, because I have X-Wing and the Millennium Falcon hanging on the wall in my Star Wars room. And so I'll do this sort of like hanging also in attack mode.
I'm going to have to.
Oh my gosh, you guys, Kelly. Oh my gosh, I can't. Cooper Schmidt. Would any of you like a Statue of Liberty Lego set that I tore up because it's too hard for me?
Yes, please. Actually, I have a fix for that too. So the
David-
face.
Sorry.
Huh? No, I was gonna say the face on the original statue is just like one plate. But with the original pieces, there's a fix to make it actually a face. And so I've been looking at that one to do that.
Thanks, Kristen. Simu Lu. I was right. David's PO box, I think, is on the YouTube link somewhere, isn't it? Like
That's just my office address. If you want to find me,
Google
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 9. We'll say 8:30 to like 1:30 ish.
Send
That's
it
kind
to
of when
Good
I'm in the
Logic. Yeah,
office.
Irish said send it to Good Logic. It took him 6 hours. By the way,
Poor Joe.
That took Joe 6 hours to build that one. So don't.
No, he didn't do the Statue of Liberty. He did the New York City
Oh,
skyline.
he did. You're right.
Yeah, skyline. Yeah,
That's
that
an
took him 6
undertaking.
Ooh.
No, it was less pieces than this.
Yeah.
It was just it was less pieces. It was just Joe.
That's not true.
Joe was struggling. Rob.
Nobody
Joe
better
was
talk about Joe now. Please
All of a
ask
sudden,
Rob,
Joe's going to be in the chat.
Rob, did you make your counter? Ellie Font and Kathy Trout want to see your counter. Want
You want to see the counter?
Counter.
Sorry if I missed that earlier, you guys.
Where's this go?
David built a fancy building. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
What did I do?
Built
Built a fancy dildo.
Well, with
I
wings
wouldn't say
for
fancy.
her pleasure.
I would say uncomfortable.
Wings for her pleasure.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's shared.
All right. Nice.
Oops,
So the
sorry.
counter-
Sorry.
The counter has more
Oh
significance.
wow,
So
that's beautiful.
this counter, when I was redesigning the kitchen, I redid the kitchen. My dad died June of 2019, June 7th, 2019, after cancer. There's dad.
Oh, hi, Dad.
So what I did was I kind of created a task that I thought was going to be impossible. I wanted to embed fiber optics into an epoxy table. And I wanted it to be the sky above
Oh, that's cool.
Washington State where he died. I wanted it to be an accurate depiction
Of that date.
of that date. So I went and drilled out of the live edge for the fiber optics. I laid out the star map, and then I did a sacrificial board and drilled all the holes for in line with where the stars were. Then I put his initials in there and his plane that he loved.
Oh, that's so cool.
And there it is. So
Wow.
it lights up.
What?
Is that counter staying with the house? That's the question.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's staying with the house.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I
Wow.
like leaving stuff behind.
Oh,
I love that concept.
Oh,
pretty
I
sweet.
love that. I love the story. I love it all.
I
Thanks, Ellie,
I
for
have
having-
some
having him do that.
old Spalding maple that I had my grandfather had used as a dock, and I made it into a countertop for the bathroom upstairs that the kids use. But
Oh.
damn it, that thing's coming with me. I made
You
it
haven't
so
shown us that,
I'll
David.
install cheap Home Depot cabinetry when I sell the house.
I'm taking that
Actually,
one with me.
There's a video
Oh,
of me
there you
building
go.
it on my other channel. Yeah, all the way through the wood. I don't know how long the video is. It's like maybe 20 minutes or so. There's a video of it on my other channel.
Oh, cool. Somebody asked for David to show his table that he made, but David's not inside the main house right now.
I'm not inside the main house. I am in the shop.
He's been evicted, y'all.
I have.
Ronnie, you are not older than me, but she says, I'm older than all of you. My favorite are Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Yes, girl.
I gotta say, and you guys can hate me if you want to, the Ewoks was my favorite.
Ewoks are
Rogue
awesome.
One is the best Star Wars. Rogue One. Have you watched Rogue One, Rob?
Yeah. I've watched all of them almost.
What do you mean almost?
I haven't watched like the Netflix thing, or not the Netflix, like the
You need to watch.
Like
you
I
need
watched
to watch-
Solo.
What
I
about
haven't watched
Andor?
the shows.
Watch Andor. You'll like
That's what I
Andor.
mean. I haven't watched the shows yet. Like I haven't watched.
Yeah, I mean, The Mandalorian is good for the first couple of seasons. Boba Fett is stupid. I didn't care for Ahsoka, but Andor is really good. I like the Andor. If you like Rogue One, you'll like Andor.
Oh, let's see.
Nice.
Oh my god. I want that. Like, I want to own it. I'm gonna make that one with the grandkids. That's really cute.
It's a lot of little pieces.
Yeah, maybe
bit
not.
off a
They're too
lot.
little. They'll eat them.
Now I got to do the balloons.
How many pieces is that? Well, when you had the box, it used to tell you.
Exactly, Adrian.
$5.98.
Okay.
They're little.
That's a good size set. You got another hour and a half.
Nah.
Joe was horribly sick for that stream.
He was so sick.
Yeah, and thank you, Adrian, for the $5 super chat. I felt so bad and thought he might die from that flu before finishing the build. He wouldn't quit though.
He was a trooper.
He was a trooper. Our guests have all been really good sports.
Megan Fox almost quit last week.
She tried
did.
to.
You
I
guys
had to
were-
cheerlead for her. She was trying to give up.
Oh, you say cheerlead. I say bully.
Whatever.
I was an actual cheerleader. I don't
She
do
got
that.
what she needed.
Rob, did you watch it?
Don't be.
I didn't.
loser,
So,
man.
well, I haven't watched a lot of these. So Mischief is sick right now. She's got basically like a flu. So she is upstairs in bed. So she was asking me, how long do you think you'll go tonight? I said, honestly, I don't know. Let me look how long these other ones have gone. Pulled it up and I was like, holy shit, this is like FNF. Like, what the heck?
Except we all stay sober for the most part. Except Wendy sometimes.
Wendy gets wasted. Don't let her lie to you. She's over there sipping off the flask.
Speaking of, I got to go get another beer.
Yeah, go get a beer. So Expert invited me on a stream one time, and the thumbnail was something about a drinking stream. So I came prepared, like I had a bottle of wine because I thought he was inviting me to drink on stream, and I didn't want to be rude. Well, he doesn't drink.
Nope.
It wasn't a drinking stream, so I'm like lit up there by myself, looking like a moron.
Where was I for that?
I don't know. You weren't.
What'd you do?
I went on Expert stream and it said it was a drinking stream or something. And so I brought a bottle of wine, and like an idiot, I drank it. And I was lit up there.
I remember
And he
that.
doesn't
Why were you
drink.
on there?
Yeah, I forgot what that was. I forgot. I think he just didn't have enough people to fill his FNL that night. And he called me like, hey, you want to come up? I'm like, okay. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I don't think I did. I felt like I was tipsy. And
So you do like a weekend review, Rob? Is that what you do on Fridays? Kind of a weekend review?
Yeah, I
of the
kind
law
of take
stuff?
I take stories I like, the ones I've covered. So Sam Bankman-Fried was a case I covered from the bankruptcy case on. So that was like little pet case I loved. So I take cases I cover.
Oh no.
What's your opinion on that? Do you think he got railroaded, or do you think it's
No? It was he got a slap on the wrist. It was a weak ass sentence for what he actually did.
But so you think he's actually guilty? Then?
Oh, he's more than guilty.
Yeah,
I like I said, I covered the bankruptcy from I covered everything. He's a complete piece of shit. Gaslit everyone at every stage of the way. His argument that the investors got made whole. No, it's a weak ass argument. That means that's saying in the bankruptcy eventually, based on current valuation, there's enough possibly to pay the debtors or the creditors back. Those are the creditors that have filed claims, not all creditors who have filed claims, which a lot. And he also left out the fact that 3 people unalived themselves in the aftermath. So when you're sitting there saying no harm was actually done in your sentencing, you might want to, no, that wasn't him being railroaded. That was a weak ass sentence.
What did he get?
25.
Okay. This is federal, so he'll serve all of it.
No, he might be out in 15.
Oh, okay.
But the 25 guidelines were 50.
We have future Mrs. 2.0 in the chat. We do.
Yeah, she was here a little while ago.
No.
Oh,
Saw
no.
people talking to her. He's guilty of gaslighting. Well, I don't know. It's like, okay, what was that woman that had the you pick your prick your finger and then you can do the test for
Elizabeth
all
Holmes.
these diseases? Yes. Okay. So that case,
she got 11 years.
I don't see. There's a fine line between puffery and like fraudulent misleading the shareholders, right?
Oh,
And
dude,
at
the evidence was there.
I'm not familiar. She was confident. She was confident enough in her technology that it could work, and in fact, it did work. So much so that 3 other companies, at the time she was going to trial, were doing exactly what she said that her product could do. So it's capable of doing it. And a lot of these startups, people, you fund the money and it's a risk. I don't know. I couldn't get behind that one. I thought she was a scapegoat.
That was also very different than Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yes.
Like Sam Bankman-Fried was really very different than that case.
He was just scamming the shit out of people, wasn't he?
He was.
Was it a Ponzi scheme or something? Or
no, wait, I gotta get this little chicken up here. How do I do that?
Lady Los Sandra said, leave for DC in a week, love, for my class to meet Rob. Oh, yeah. Lady Los Sandra is a law student, right, David?
yes. And she's interviewing, I don't know if I can say it. We'll say she's interviewing some legal people in DC. I don't know if she wants to say, but it's very cool.
Happy, Lady Los Angeles. Shoot me an email to the lawandlumber@gmail.com.
Lady Los Sandra, hope you heard that. That's awesome. That's very generous of you. Thank you, Rob.
She's been taking some of my streams where I'm talking about various legal things like whatever, rules of evidence or hearsay or something, and using it in her class. And apparently to the point where she actually got the highest marks in the class. So I'm going to say, all right, then I know what I'm talking about. So that's good. It's like verification.
Well,
yeah.
at least the law professor thinks you do.
Yeah. All right.
David has a law.
I don't trust law professors when it comes to trial.
No, never. They haven't tried a case ever,
What's the channel in Discord called, David? Your law teaching channel? What's it called?
Oh, it's just like law lessons or something.
Yeah, law lessons. David gives us law lessons.
Yeah, I was asking law lessons.
Elise Charlene, fine art for $1.99 super chat. Thank you, love. Valhalla
Awaits. I am in East Tennessee, y'all. I'm originally.
Yeah, did you know that we have 51 states? There's an East Tennessee.
There might as well be. It might as well be its own state. I'll tell you that much. And I like it that way.
Okay. All I know is Dolly Parton is from Tennessee, and she's a national treasure, and she's everything. So wherever she's from, I'm gonna go at least see.
Everybody loves.
You said Dollywood. You want to go to Dollywood?
We're doing a meetup. We're doing a meetup in May.
Mischief took the kids there for spring break last year,
Yeah.
and it was the favorite part of the entire trip.
Yay!
It's an awesome place.
Oh, good. I'm excited. Because now I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
afraid of rides. So I'm going to go on some rides.
See, I'm
I
glad I
heard-
didn't say anything, Lady Law.
She didn't
Oh,
want you
okay.
to
She
say-
didn't want you to?
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if I can. But
According
no,
to
yeah,
Amazing
so
Baker, there's 3 Tennessees.
There is. There's East, Middle, and West Tennessee.
Okay.
Rob, have you been to any of the Tennessees?
Hi, Yvette.
I've been in Nashville. That's the only Tennessee I've been to.
Okay. Like
Does that count?
Nashville is the fourth.
It counts. It's in Middle Tennessee, but it counts. It's not quite as good, but it's better than West Tennessee.
You need to go to Dollywood, Rob.
You should.
want
You should
to.
come to Dollywood
Missed
with
out
us.
on that
Come
trip
with
last
us.
year.
We're doing so on the May 16th. We're going to do the day at the park, right? We're all going to just meet up and kind
Which
of
is a Thursday.
hang out at the park and do our thing. That is a Thursday, and then Friday we're going to do a live FNL, Friday Night Live. The expert.
I
does that.
have actually promised. I think I've got a commitment for CrimeCon,
Hmm.
so I'm already kind of tied up for the month of May because my
Well-
trial schedule also sucks for May. May is I've got a 3-day followed by I've got a 3-day trial going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then a 1-day on Friday. And then the next week I have a 2-day followed by another 1-day.
Yikes.
Yeah, May's gonna
Trials are
hurt.
fun.
a
I
lot.
love trials.
I do, but it hurts. Like
Hoits and hoits.
it's a lot. There's a whole lot of like not sleeping that happens.
I can imagine.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you don't.
I imagine you probably don't eat very good that
You don't
time period either.
I don't eat.
Ugh.
Your
People
body
wanted
goes
me to
through
like
this-
live stream between my trials, and I'm like, no, I don't talk to anybody. I don't eat. I focus on the case. I don't sleep. When you're in the middle of
you
trial,
lose.
all you do.
I will lose 5 to 10 pounds in a trial.
Will you really?
I need to get
Oh,
be
yeah.
a lawyer then.
It's not good. It's not good weight loss. It's like
Exercising
stress.
Right.
Not eating.
hate
You
it.
know, lawyer suits only last half the length of what a suit should last because stress sweat is a real thing.
There's a lunchbox joke in there that I'm just going to leave alone.
I'm just glad that all these things that I'm experiencing are now being delegated. So that's
Yeah.
good. Like my clients want to sit with me at lunch during trials. I'm like, I don't want to sit with you. I'm going to focus on your case. You go sit over there. I'm not talking to anybody.
I need documents in front of me. I need to review everything and yeah. Here, give me 1 second. I need to refill my drink.
I don't think I'd ever want to be a defendant or a plaintiff in any case. Oh,
No,
I got
it's not
called for
fun.
jury duty.
Being a
It's good being
defendant
the
is not
lawyer.
fun.
It's good being the lawyer on either
I would
side.
most likely be a defendant if I were ever in court. I got called for jury duty.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm so
Are you going?
excited. Hell yeah! Are you kidding me? It is my duty. Ooh, Valhalla!
Nice.
It's my obligation. It's my duty. It's my civil right. It's all those things.
Someone
That's
asked in chat, I forget who it was, that said, "How come you always take apart and then rebuild the Vader mask?" And how
Yeah,
was your
somebody
birthday?
asked that.
I don't always take. I don't take apart and rebuild the same thing. I do if I've never built it on stream and I've built it, for funsies. Lego is expensive, y'all, and I'm a broke goat farmer, so I will occasionally recycle some sets that I've already
Yeah.
built if they're.
And
they
he
weren't
will
built on
accept
stream.
gifts, and he will accept Lego sets.
I need to get a PO box. Is what I need.
You do
I don't
because
know
you cannot
Rob's
have mail
email.
sent to you by rant. Lady Lysandra, we'll ask Rob what his email address is again, and we'll write it down and put it in chat for you.
I think
I
he
would
said
say
it
it
was
might be on
long
the
lumber at Gmail or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm making that up.
I bet one of his subscribers in chat knows what it is by heart.
I'm not a robot.
It is.
Click
It's
pictures
law
of
and
the
lumber,
bus.
all spelled out. Yep, law and lumber gmail.com.
See, I had it right.
Ray, you did, Valhalla. You're so smart. You must be a goat farmer, yo.
Something.
I love your short you posted today.
The duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty, ain't he?
Yeah.
There,
I
I
thought you were
posted
going to
it,
be
you know.
funny and say something about white. I saw something about all white something, and I'm like, what is she saying? What is
I was
he-
surprised that didn't get flagged, if I'm being completely honest.
right.
All white male duck. That was all
Yeah.
the title was to the video.
Like, you're gonna get arrested.
Do you think Rob and Molly's attorney went to the same school? Who says that? Pam
Who?
says that.
What, David? You want to pull that up?
I think
Who's
Rob
attorney?
and Maya's
David's
attorney.
dying.
Oh, Maya. I'm sorry, Maya.
Maya. Yeah. Maya Kowalski. So Greg
that's cool.
Anderson and I went to the same law school. And we
What law
like
school
to
did you go
kind of
to?
Nova Southeastern University. No name school. Tier 4. We like to joke about it, kind of like the little guys. Now people were critical of his style. I was too. And people hate when I talk about some of the critiques. I talk about it with Greg to his face. We joke about it. But yeah, little guys with chips on their shoulders.
There's a style for every case. There's, one style doesn't fit all cases necessarily. And tier 4 schools or whatever. My school, the ABA has been trying to discredit, like, do away with its accreditation from my school that I went to because it's a private school.
Is it Cooley?
Yep, that's my school. And it's a great school. The idea behind it being we're going to lower our standards to admit, but once you get in, you're not guaranteed to graduate like U of M or something. You actually have to put in the work, and you can fail out. And there was a whole bunch of people that failed out.
Yep.
And so I liked that idea. And they also offered weekends. So I would work all week long, and I would take classes 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. And that's how I went to law school. So I like that ability to do it. But it gets a bad name, and it still has a bad name. It's been sued. There was a New York lawsuit and all kinds of stuff. But and it teaches you how to be a real lawyer. It's not like we're going to teach you theory and then you go get your first job and your partners teach you how to practice. They actually, from the go, you could practice law. So that was nice. I worked hard for that paper. So you're saying, Aaron, I definitely worked hard for that paper. How are the balloons made? What are the balloons made up of?
I'm excited about balloons.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you.
I'll switch over to this view.
Pocket knife.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
cool.
Oh, it's a one piece. Oh my god, I love this. Oh, it's not one.
You're just sticking balloons together. It's like making a birthday cake at this point.
Oh my
Right?
god, I have to have. I gotta.
There's
find
a whole new sets that are coming out this year that look really fun. There's like these big insect sets. I just saw a new medieval like town hall set.
I saw that one. I also saw the family tree. Oh, and a tree house. Actual tree house. There's a tree house one.
Outstanding.
How do you
Rob,
make
if
it
you don't
so,
know, my normal studio's in a tree house.
I'm gonna play with some layouts for a second. For Grinson. I want to do like where we're looking at him, but we're on the side. You know what I mean? Let me
What?
try it.
Yeah,
No?
hang on.
Oh yeah.
Hang on. There
Thanks,
you go.
David. Yeah.
See, I know what we're doing. And then let's
Well,
remove. Let's remove the there. So
The
we're not
Lego
covering up
head.
your face.
Your copyright infringement.
Yes, definitely. These streams haven't been demonetized. We're still good.
They're not.
We've never had one of these demonetized.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah. Oh, but they are monetized. You just never had it demon. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a
I
PO
need
box
to.
Valhalla.
I need to, Aaron.
What's that?
I need a PO box.
Hi, Wolf.
You do.
What is
That's
that
turtles.
behind me?
I think.
Oh, they're
I think
turtles.
Wolf wants to see your turtles.
I got it's a 125 gallon aquarium. There's 2 turtles in it. Little aquatic turtles. They're cool.
Oh, that's a great idea,
need to.
Ellie.
What's
Did you
that?
see what Ellie said? She says, get a PO box and make an Amazon wish.
Lego wish list.
I love that. We David had an Amazon wish list and we tried really hard to get that going. That was great. Thanks, David.
I still have my camera and my stuff. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
I see expert in the chat. I don't know if I need to bring my stuff down for his Friday stream down to
What stuff?
Like my cameras and my mobile
Oh.
stream pad and things like that, or what we're doing.
I'm not sure, actually. I'm sure that he's got it, the equipment.
No, Julie, it's not.
No,
It looks
it's
just
not.
tedious.
Julia.
What's that?
My birthday. Somebody a while back, a personal real life friend, for like 4 streams in a row when I was doing like a trial, he would just pop in all caps, "Happy birthday, Valhalla." So now it's a thing, and every day somebody wishes me happy birthday.
Sometimes there'll be several dozen
It's
people
it's
wishing
a
you
lot
happy
sometimes. It's a lot sometimes.
I think it's
You do it in something like Ricada's stream. Rob, how many times have you been on with Ricada?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
He loves sandbagging me.
Yeah. I was on with him last night.
His favorite thing, like catch you off guard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
happy.
We read Unbreaded last night. I got to wear a priest costume. It was fun.
Wait, what?
Should have stayed up till 4 a.m. like I did, Wendy. You would have known.
I was recovering from Disneyland. Man.
No, it was. I showed up pretty liquored up already. It was a good time.
Nice.
This looks as tedious as some of the flower sets we do. Is it? Do you just have the umbrella or the balloons left, or you still have more?
I think so.
Are the roses going to be this hard?
Yeah,
roses are way
or
more.
they're
intricate.
Why'd
tedious.
you guys tell me to get that one then? I don't know what I'm doing.
You got it and said, "Look what I got."
No, I asked you which one should I get for Mother's Day, and you said the roses, so I got it. I'm getting a different one. You know what? I'm going back to Disneyland to buy a different Lego set now. Thanks.
You don't
I
have
gotta
to
go
go
buy
to
different-
Disneyland to get a Lego set.
Right? Go to Walmart or
go to-
Target or
No, I got
Lego.com.
it on Amazon. I'm just kidding. But they were selling Lego at Disneyland, and I really wanted to get one from there just because it was
Oh, I saw the picture you posted with the Lego kiosk or vending
Yeah.
machine,
Yeah,
Lego
yeah.
vending machine.
not cool. That was at the airport.
Yeah, I saw one at
Ballstorm?
Orlando Airport. There it is.
That's funny.
Let's
Ellie
see,
asked if I had lost subs last night on Ricada. She said last night was funny. Valhalla, did people unsub? No, last night was actually one of the first times that I've gone on Ricada's show and gained subs. I don't think it's ever happened before.
Have any of you built the succulent Lego set?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
No.
I haven't built it.
Yeah,
Haven't
one of
built
you
it.
built it on set.
Not
I
the
mean,
succulent.
Not the
No,
succulent.
that's not the succulent. I built the
you did the origami. You've done the orchids.
Orchid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The succulent Lego set was the one plant one that I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
I could do it.
it's like 20 pieces.
Kelly says the roses aren't hard.
Oh, well, Kelly's not you, Wendy.
True that. Kelly doesn't have half a brain. She has a whole brain.
Rob needs to tell the Wadadada stack story.
Wood Daddy Stack.
Wood
Oh,
Daddy.
with Daddy stack.
Do you not know this story?
I don't
No.
think I do.
Oh God. So I was live streaming. I don't remember if it was Friday Night Frenzy or not, but I was live
That's the
streaming,
succulent set.
and Emily joins after she had done a Friday stream with her husband, and she came in and we were saying, Emily, what did you cover? Well, we covered, and I think earlier that day, I know what it was. I was covering the Taylor Lorenz reporting about how Amber Heard is still, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were still trending on Twitter. And I was talking about how that's not really a significant thing because Twitter trending is just, it's not what people think it is. It doesn't mean like the topic is that popular. It doesn't really mean anything other than people are talking about it right now in that moment. So I was on with Rick and with Rick, Ian, and then Emily joined. We were talking about the topic of that and asked Emily what she was covering and kind of filled her in on the Twitter thing. And Emily said that she had been talking about a Real Housewives case where one of these housewives had been reporting or had said like that she got her husband a picture of her and other ladies with their body parts out and exposed, stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, this
Outstanding.
That was the gift.
Best wife ever.
Gift
Better than
was
Abu
the-
Dhabi.
the stack. And I was going, you gotta be kidding me. And I said, did you just, I said, I asked, it was literally a stack of vaginas. Like it was the gift was a stack of vaginas.
Oh, I do remember this picture, or hearing about it anyways. I don't know if I've seen it.
Baker covered it.
So we then talk about the trending topics. How like Twitter trending is not really real.
Right.
And Emily goes, for example, I bet we could get a certain phrase of our own. For example, Wood Daddy Stacks. We could probably get Wood Daddy Stacks trending on Twitter. And the chat started laughing their ass off. And chat was like, bet, got it, no problem. #1 US trending on Twitter.
Nice.
Wood Daddy Stacks.
Outstanding.
So I was Wood Daddy Stacks, trending #1 on Twitter.
Love it.
For a short period of time.
Now, how do you
But-
get ones
Texas
trending
time.
on Twitter? Was it just you have to have a bunch of people tweeting out like hashtag something?
Yeah, it's basically a whole lot of just grassroots, like because Twitter focuses on the frequency and the location. So if it's being retweeted, and you can't retweet, it has to be kind of original tweets.
Oh.
If it's originally tweeted several times, Twitter starts to pick it up as being something that might be popular. Yeah.
No.
So
I don't know
That-
Twitter
it-
enough.
it picked it up as a popular topic.
It's probably
Nice.
got something to do with like the amount of tweets.
It's how
per
much,
minute
how
or
fast.
something,
Yeah, it's
right?
how much, how fast. It's various things, like how much, how fast, what's being said.
I know at one point we had a thing. We were all going to tweet out pre-Zachariah Anderson.
Yeah, we
Try to
did
get
it. Mhm.
Did it become trending or whatever? I never heard the outcome of that.
I never
I don't
heard the
remember.
outcome. But like we like I think part of the thing, Rob, if you might know more, that it helps if everyone does it at the same time. Is that true?
Yeah, it's everyone
Yeah.
doing it at the same time.
Yeah. Crystal DeSaro says, Rob, it went past the keyboard. I think maybe one of your Lego pieces might have.
Oh, the balloon went off the edge here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll go get it in a minute.
The balloons
Everyone
are-
says you
Your
were so
audience is watching you so closely.
Yeah, they're so cute. Ian was leather daddy stacks.
Yeah, Ian was leather. Ian was leather daddy. I was wood daddy. Rick Hogue was gamer daddy. It was it was so. There's someone did like a 15-minute summary of all of it. I was. It's worth the watch. It's really fucking funny.
Everyone's saying it's Emily's favorite stream that she's ever done.
It really
Said that
is.
Rob got Emily to say stack of vaginas 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
One day we'll have Emily on. One day we'll be big enough.
Well, we have to.
That'll be
because
the
it's
only time my
time-
wife watches my stream is when Emily D. My wife only watches Emily D. Baker. She doesn't watch me. She doesn't watch anybody else. What was the trial that I was talking about? I was like, oh, did you watch this? She's like, oh yeah, Emily covered it, so I watched it.
After you spent like a week covering the exact same trial.
Exactly.
Oh, I know about that case. Emily's covering it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. So Emily and I, like, I've got a group chat. Like we're actual friends. Like we talk quite a bit.
She seems like an awesome chick. I'm not.
She
like,
really is.
I don't mean
really
to
is.
She has
sound
purple hair, so she's cool.
right. She seems very cool.
Oh no, I'm not saying it that way. What I'm saying is like we talk outside of the regular
in real
streams
life.
Sure.
in real life, and we're friends, and we talk about the cases that we end up covering quite a bit because you do. Like you kind of go, did you guys see this? Oh my God, what's your thought? So there's a back and forth that we have beforehand. Well, I start talking about what case was I talking about yesterday? God, what was it? The Koberger hearing.
Oh yeah.
And Emily's opinion was that the defense attorney was in the wrong. My opinion was very different, like very different. My opinion was that the judge was wrong and the prosecutor's wrong. People were in my comments like, you know, I can't believe this. Emily said this, yada, yada. Like, well, yeah, we're going to have a difference of opinion. You guys act like we don't talk about this stuff beforehand. And you act like we don't know that there's going to be, you put, what's the saying? You put 4 lawyers in a room, you end up with 6 opinions.
Right. Yeah. That is one thing that I think the LawTube has benefited the world a little bit, right? It's gotten several people on stream together and discussed ideas and had opposing views, and they're still friends and still support each other. And I think the world needs more of that.
Was this in Emily's stream, Julia?
All we need
Was it in Emily's stream?
Love.
That they were
Love is all
mentioning that my wife only. That was like my line. We were on a panel together. I can't remember when it was. And I said, you know, my wife only watches you. She doesn't watch anyone else. She doesn't even watch my stuff. And I've been trying to get her on this, this really. I'd love to interview her. So Rob's our connection now.
Nice.
She's so busy. That's the one challenge. That is the one challenge.
Speaking of doing too much, yeah.
Oh, it was Rob's stream last night.
Ooh,
What was?
hold on, somebody's asking me something.
The Emily D. Baker was in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
And they were saying that apparently your chat was telling her that my wife only watches her streams.
She pops in all the time. She's so funny. And people are like, get on stream. It's like, dude, she's like,
yeah.
I pop into chat all the time. I like floating through and just saying hi to people and says, hey, Chaos, here is. And they're like, get on stream. I am currently walking around the house in clothes I'm not getting on stream. No.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't worn a shirt in 4 hours. I'm not about to pull one out now.
Well, for women, it's something else. But yes, the thing that goes under our shirt that we can't wait to take off.
Uh-huh.
We don't want to put it back on. Bomba Girl 19.
Rob, what is the name of Hannah's phone in the Rush trial?
Gorilla Grip Pussy Power.
Something like that.
Gorilla Grip Pussy Power. Was it yeah.
Vagina?
No, it was Gorilla.
Was she sentenced yet? Was she sentenced yet?
No.
I think she's going to get a very light sentence.
Oh, she will. Yes.
You don't think she will?
The max is 18 months.
Oh.
So I don't even think she'll get any. Well, she'll get time served because she's been in for what, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah. Her lawyer botched that job on the. God, the judge. She gets guilty, and what does every criminal defense attorney know is coming next?
Yeah,
Your Honor, we'd like to revoke bond.
Yeah, you know that's coming.
You know it's coming. Her attorney has to like pause and pulls up the statute on his phone because he's not prepped for the argument. He literally pulled the statute up on his phone.
How long were they deliberating? He could have written a written motion, in the time.
It was laughable.
There's some really bad attorneys out there. That's what I'm noticing. And it's not, I don't want to say it's easy to be an attorney, but it's not that hard to, really just sort of focus on the law and focus on the arguments. And, but most attorneys aren't still comfortable talking in front of people. That's the bottom line. I always say that once you get to trial, it's just a song and dance routine. Everyone knows everything that's going to come out. You're just performing for the audience, which is the jury. And then they get the vote on. It's like, America's Best Singer or whatever the hell that show's called.
The Voice.
Well, I don't know, whatever. I don't watch those shows. But you're just performing at that point. And so you should have everything prepared, or at least an outline of all of your arguments, all the possible things that are going to come up, the arguments that you're going to make. Most of the time I have I know exactly the hearsay that the other side's going to attempt
Oh yeah,
to
you're ready for
bring
it.
up.
Like,
And I'm
like,
ready
wait-
for it. I have
waiting
my
for that
arguments. I
moment.
have everything. Hey, good logic. Hey, Joe, welcome. We are only 3 hours in, so Rob's got another 3 hours to catch up to you, sir.
Hi, Joe.
I'm not doing too bad.
I could have knocked off that house in
You
14
guys
minutes.
better not tell Joe what I said about him. I'll be so embarrassed. Don't tell
Oh
him.
yeah, right. Joe.
Oh, Joe, do you want to know what Wendy said about
I'm
you?
so glad don't tell him.
You got to go back to the beginning of the stream. She's
Yeah.
in love with you.
Just a crush, not in love.
But see, the
I
thing
don't-
is, so
I don't
Joe
fall in
would
love
tell
with married men.
stories. Joe would tell stories on the stream and then
Yeah.
just stop building entirely and just, do his Joe thing, tell his story.
Yeah, that's.
They'd be
that
like, oh,
sounds
yeah,
about- that sounds about right.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, wait, I'm still building. Let me get back to
Like
my
a
building.
3-hour story. Like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was. Yeah,
Joe is
right?
hot
Half
Irish.
Irish. Yes, girl. Mm-hmm. He cute. He cute.
Yeah, this is no, most of our streams go about 4 hours. It takes it's building Lego and talking at the same time is a lot more difficult than most
I like
people
Solomon says,
think.
don't let him make you feel bad. Because how long did Solomon take?
Oh God, how long did we did Solomon
It
too?
was-
I guess see this.
Yeah,
How long was
it was-
Solomon's stream?
But his was really hard. Like he had a really big build.
I
People
did.
think that I feel bad at all.
I did the monohull sailboat in like half the time. Let's see. What was Solomon's? Sean's was 4 hours and 48 minutes, potentially criminal. And then why am I missing over it? So then we had Brandy Churchwell. She was actually fairly short, 3 hours.
Thank you, Stray.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
4 hours for Solomon.
And Sean wasn't too long, but then he decided to build another one.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. Sean built two.
He did.
He built 2 cars.
He was such a nice guest. We have the best superstars on this channel, in this show, in this stream. Hello, Wendy.
So, Rob, is it your intention to keep this
You were.
YouTube going until this is your primary
That was
career?
Solomon.
No, I'll always be a lawyer.
Yeah. You don't
Sean.
dream of that day where you can hang up your
No, I do not.
lawyer suit?
I would go insane.
I want to get to the point where I can be extremely choosy with my cases. Actually, there's an attorney that I ran into probably a couple months ago now. He only does trials where another law firm will handle all the pretrial work, filing the complaint, doing all the discovery, and when it's ready for trial, he just picks it up and runs with it. I would love to do that because I hate the pretrial work. I hate doing discovery. Not hate it. It's okay. It's fun to try to like.
Everyone
Summary
hates
motions are
discovery.
fun. Discovery is a pain in the ass, but I like the crafty thought that you have to go into with, say, something like a summary motion or something like that. But the fun for me is being in the courtroom. So if everyone can do all the pretrial work for me and then just hand me the file and say like, hey, we got a trial in 4 weeks, you run it, that would be amazing. That's what I want to do. And I didn't know that was a thing until a couple months ago when there's an attorney in a northern county that apparently that's all he does. So I'm going to market myself like that. So if you're in Michigan and you want an attorney to take your case to trial, give me a call.
Lynn, I agree. What's one of the reasons I really like the Lego streams is because no matter how big of the guest, no matter if they've got 1 million subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, it's similar people in chat. And so we all get to hang out and it's nice. I like it.
Question from Rachel K wants to know what you're building, Rob. Well, we can pull it up and show right now because it looks like he's just about done. This is the house from Up.
It's so cute. I love it. It's really
So the
cute.
balloons come off, or what are those extra balloons?
It's just a separate little salon.
Oh, okay.
It's a lawn ornament.
That's very cool.
I like Russell
Russell's
Yeah.
awesome.
with his backpack and his
Hey,
frying
Russell,
pan.
what's up? How you doing, Russell?
That's such a cool build.
And then Doug.
We can ask Rob Cat W. Can we ask Rob to play the Southern Febreze clip? I think that's not the first time someone asked that question.
I think I might be able to. Hang on.
Yeah, pull it up.
These things may have-
Oh, we have a member chat from Half Irish that asked, would Rob join us for a Zachariah Anderson stream or Zach fundraising stream?
I can try to join people for a lot of different streams. It is a matter of it's a
When
matter of
and
timing.
where.
It's a matter of timing. It's a matter of what's going on. Like I used to be able to join Eric Hunley on Fridays all the time. Fridays are motion states. So
Not anymore.
it's tough.
I've been so busy with work. He sends me, he always messages me Thursday, like, can you join? I'm like, oh, I want to.
It is so hard. Look, Friday, and the worst is Friday in Fairfax, 11:30 a.m. is domestic motions.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like
That sucks. Mine are Tuesdays and Wednesdays in my two primary counties, so that's nice. But the thing is like I used to love Fridays. It's the weekend is coming. It's great. Now I dread them because as soon as I wake up Friday morning, I realize all the things I needed to do this week and the things that I didn't get done, and I have one day to get them done. And that's the thing that's most frustrating about Fridays now. May 10th, fundraising. Zach fundraiser on Nick's channel. Yeah, May 10th. He's doing a fundraiser. And it's also Nick's birthday. So,
all right. So I have the outro pulled
Oh,
up.
yeah,
I can
we
mute
wanna-
it. I can mute it. It's got music. The music is in Vado Elements. So if you have Vado, I'll mute it for right now. Let's see.
This is so we could see his lathe. Chat in case you missed
Now
it.
this pen auctioned for Ian's charity. The pen auctioned for $4,700.
what's the
What?
what's the website that you use for the
Envato.
music?
Envato Elements.
What was he
I'm gonna
fundraising
play it
for,
without the
Rob?
audio. The Stowlery Children's Hospital.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so it's shared. You can pull it up whenever. All right.
Oh, you use color pencils. Nice.
Yeah.
A little resin pour.
Wow. David has a cool table he made with a resin pour.
I've seen people make rings out of this.
Can't even draw a stick, man.
It's pretty sweet.
What kind of lathe is that? What's the
Laguna.
Laguna? Okay.
I like their stuff. They're a younger manufacturer, but they've honestly come a long. They've done so much so quick. Like I have the Laguna Fusion table saw, and I've got their bandsaw and their lathe. Like I love.
I've got the 14-inch bandsaw Laguna.
Yeah, I do too. That's a freaking awesome bandsaw.
It's a beast. I rip a lot of stuff through that.
Oh my
So that's
gosh.
Oh, how cool.
I love that.
It looks like a tattoo machine.
And I loved seeing the lathe too. That was cool. Thank you for whoever suggested. I can't remember who suggested that earlier. Thanks for showing us that, Rob.
Yeah, the
And the
lathe is
Febreze
named
clip.
the lathe. I named my tool, so the lathe is named Poppy, and Secret McSquirrel was a moderator for my channel. The first moderator I ever had. She moderated for Alita, and when I started a YouTube channel, she saw that I was crazy, or saw that people were in the chat, and she said, "Throw me a wrench." So I threw her a wrench and
Nice.
took care of us, and then she passed, and
Oh.
her daughter, who passed before her, she had the unfortunate circumstance of having to bury her child,
Mm.
who was named Poppy. So she always told me to get a lathe, and I named the lathe Poppy.
Love that.
Nice.
That's
She
beautiful.
she had made quite an impact in the YouTube community. Secret
I've
Squirrel
heard
did.
you
lot
talk
of
about
people.
her before, Valhalla.
Yeah, I never had the chance to meet her because I think she got sick and then passed as I was just sort of coming into this world. So I heard a lot about her, but I never met her. Rachel K. Wendy H is a fan of myself and Valhalla, and we brought her up here well, probably like 6-8 months ago to help moderate.
It was like
and
episode
MC
3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was episode 3. Now we're on 13. So
Can you
10
pull up
episodes
chats
ago.
for us?
Yeah, can you pull up chats and interact? Because it's too hard for us when we're building Lego.
We're the worst streamers ever. Worst YouTubers ever. We need help.
Yeah.
Well, I was lucky enough to be one of David's first OG members when he got monetized. And I joined the highest tier. And he DM'd me one day and said, "Hey, you get to collaborate with me. Do you want to collaborate?" And I'm like, okay. So I interviewed him. I wanted to do an interview. We did a couple things, but I wanted to interview him. And Valhalla saw it. And he sent me a DM. He goes, "Hey, you're really good at that." I'm like, "What? Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring
You did
you
a
up
good
and
job.
have you do this.
Oh.
Did a good
So,
job.
Rob, what do you think of building Lego and being interviewed?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I
Where
like
are you putting
stuff.
your Lego set?
Oddly enough, Up is the favorite movie of Mischief and the favorite movie of at least Mini Mischief #1. So this will probably be given to them.
Outstanding.
Oh, I love that.
There you go.
Rob's so sweet, y'all.
I know. My second favorite attraction, first intelligence, then kindness. Third, funny as H. You have to be funny.
Oh, and I can't play the Southern Febreze clip because there's music in the background of that, and I don't want them to get hit with like this is monetized. I don't want them. I don't want anyone to claim it, and I can't edit out the music. So, but it's a clip that's on my channel, so you guys can see it anytime you want.
Where's the link at? We'll throw the link in chat for that video if you got it handy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Kelly, I got your email, by the way. Thank you. I will respond as soon as we are done here.
Good job, Rob. Mob mentality says.
Thank you.
So what do you got coming up, Rob, on your channel?
Not a whole lot. So here, I'll post the link.
You leave them wanting more. You stream less, and then they want you more. Right, Valhalla? That's your MO.
Yeah.
That's why he does it.
Yeah. Anytime there's any like traction or anything, I immediately take a 2-month break.
He disappears, shaves his head.
Yeah.
Did you see what Solomon wrote? Rob has
Oh my God,
Uteruses everywhere are crying right now.
Poor Rob.
No,
Like,
it's funny. There was the longest time when the hair, like because I wear a hat all the time.
Can I, while you're doing that, before you tell this story, last night on Ricada, I told him obviously that I had this show tomorrow, right? Tonight. And he goes, "Oh, you got Rob coming on so he can take off his hat and do his sexy little hair thing."
I don't know if you guys know, like I wear a hat all the time. So yeah, it gets like itchy and
Oh yeah. I used to wear hats before I grew dreads.
I wear a lot of hats. My
I
head
used to
gets
wear a lot of hats.
yeah.
Oh, Lindsay has a great comment. Yeah, I have. So I promised the chat that when I hit 200,000 subscribers, I would read. What I didn't tell you about the first attorney I ever worked for is he got disbarred.
The
Permanent
guy that
disbarred.
just threw you into a trial without telling you were going to a trial. Weird. I can't believe that he was disbarred for.
I know. The dude when he brought on me and who became my law partner, his business grew exponentially, and it's a red flag when they say, you know, the client trust account, that's just an accounts receivable. We haven't earned it yet.
Wait, what?
So
Wait, what?
No,
That's-
you can't do that as an attorney.
yeah, exactly. So shortly after I left his firm and created my own, about 5 years after that, I see in the news or I see in one of the bar publications that he got disbarred. And I read the disbarment. Suffice it to say, the client trust account had a debit card attached to it.
Oh no.
And it had overdraft protection that was used 3 times in a 6-month span. and the client trust account was used for liquor purchases and club purchases in Miami.
Oh,
And when asked about the overdraft protection, or asked about the fact that it went negative, he actually said, "Yeah, that's what overdraft protection's for."
He's lucky he didn't end up in jail. Oh my god,
that's bad.
So
That's
for those
bad.
that don't know, and again, I'm not a lawyer. I just hang out and talk to a bunch of them, right? But it's my understanding that as a lawyer, you can get away with a whole lot. You can have drug problems. You can have an affinity for women of negotiable affections. You can do almost anything as a lawyer except touch that trust account.
Touch the trust account.
Don't ever touch the trust account. And you'll
Don't.
be fine.
It doesn't matter if it's a fucking penny. It doesn't matter if it's a dollar. You don't trust. You don't touch the trust account.
That's what turned Murdaugh's murder trial into a 6-week financial nonsense.
Yeah.
Because he was messing with money.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mess with the client's money at all. That's the biggest thing.
Gwynny Bly. What I'm telling you is that what I'm saying just right now is stuff I've already said on my channel that I'm going to actually read the disbarment complaint. I have given the bullet points. Trust me, there's a lot more meat on that bone. If those are the highlights, like if those are like there's a whole lot in between. So I'm trying to combine it with I turned 40 this month. So I'm going to do just a 200 celebration 40th birthday thing. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go through your old boss's disbarment documents.
Oh, that's
I
good.
do like when I see the disbarments for attorneys or judges that I despise. I'm like, I knew it. I knew you were going to get busted. I get a little pleasure out of it. But some of them are so bad. They're just like, how did it take so long for that to catch up to them? The client trust don't have it. Why would you have a debit card attached to that client trust account?
It sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, it just sounds like a horrible idea.
Like the second I read that part, there's a debit card attached to it. Every lawyer cringes.
Yeah,
every lawyer.
No. This just sounds way horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason you would have a debit card is because you're spending that money. And if that, like, you should never be spending that money, right? You should, the money that is yours out of that account, if it ever gets to that point, needs to be transferred to a different account before it's spent. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even like holding client money. Like, I just settled the case. I settled a couple of them, and I just said, send the money directly to my client. All right, you can send the check to me, but put my client's name on it. I don't want to hassle with any of that stuff.
I'll take it
fastest. And then say, okay, say the client said, I'd rather sue my former client to get the money that they owe me than have the money and then cut them a check for part of it, and then they grieve you because you took too much. I don't want to deal with any of that. Just send them the money.
Yeah, it's a complicated, and like there's a big issue. It used to be kind of standard practice, like when a house got sold in a contentious case, if the parties were still in dispute, that they would say the proceeds get cut over to a client trust account for one of the lawyers.
Yeah,
and then it gets kicked over. We stopped doing that.
Yep.
And I
make the title company hold it.
I agree with stopping to do that, because the other thing is, if, for example, one of those parties files bankruptcy where they get in a receivership, now you're holding assets of that client, and you then get subpoenas to your trust account. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yep.
No.
You're just opening yourself up for discovery and investigations.
At the most, I'll say the title company can cut a check, and it's going to sit in my safe until there's a resolution. But I'm not putting that stuff. Any contended money or contentious money is not going in my account if I can avoid it. Because it just spells recipe for disaster. And then it's just so much extra work. I'm like, I'm not going to hold it. Sometimes my clients get mad if the other attorney holds it. I'm like, he can't touch it. Don't worry about him holding it, but you're not paying me to manage it. I don't have to do a bunch of extra work and accounting and making sure everything is done. Let them worry about that.
No, Nicholas, is this right?
Nothing about that surprises me. Nothing about that at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a debit card attached to a Fannie Willis account.
You guys, that's the
It's
thing. You guys
cash
would be
only.
shocked. You guys would be shocked as to some of the high profile names you see out there as attorneys. It'd blow your mind if you knew what the actual day-to-day practices were.
I'm sure.
And how they still run their practice, and you would hear the things, you'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I'm sure. It's a so I think there's probably two ways that most people in law operate, right? You're either defending the law or you're trying to poke holes in the law. And there's no middle ground, right? You're on one of those two versions of attack, I guess. And the guys that are trying to poke holes in the law are doing everything they can to do just that and work around the law that exists. They know it's a game. It's a loophole hunt, right? Instead of following the rules, they're trying to find as many ways to break the rules.
You're also, that's your obligation.
Sure.
You actually have an ethical obligation to find as many ways to get right up to that brink.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you're not getting yelled at by a judge a time or two, you're not doing your job effectively.
Yeah, it sucks. But you have to stand in that breach. Like, that's your job.
I guess you could. Yeah, it depends on what kind of law you practice, but you could be both of those people, right? You could be.
You have to be both.
Yeah.
You really do. Domestic relations. I get yelled at all the damn time.
Yeah, I get yelled at by my client, by a friend of the court, by the judge, all in the same day.
Yeah, it's
no wonder you're so quick to call a courthouse and start yelling at people.
Yeah, I get it. Damn it, I'm gonna give it sometimes. But no, it's and the other thing is sometimes I've been on the exact opposite side of the arguments from the morning to the afternoon in two different cases, and it's you got to be able to do that as well. So challenging the law or trying to uphold the law is all in the eye of the case for that very moment that you're working on it.
That's why I get so kind of frustrated. So I've got counsel in a case on the other side right now, who is a Kool-Aid drinker. Every email I send that attacks their position or places doubt on the investigation they did or is skeptical, right? Like, that's assuming that you spoke to this person. They come back with this remarkably this comment that goes, I'm offended that you would ever suggest this. No, don't be offended. Like, stop. Or they come back and they make a personal attack. I'm like, well, I wasn't going personal. You have been this entire time. Like, I am attacking your position emphatically. And yeah, there's some shade in there, but let's be honest, that's the game.
Deal with it. Right.
Deal with it like an adult. It's wild. It is frustrating. It's hard. There are people that should not be practicing law and people that should.
I appreciate the attorneys that are upfront about things. Like I got a case right now. We just filed a complaint. The other side filed their answer and said, would you agree to hold off on discovery? Because I want to file the summary motion. And I said, no. And I sent them discovery. They never filed their summary motion. And so they were forced to answer discovery. And then they said, hey, you never, can we talk more about this? Because I've got before we do any more discovery, I'd like to file a motion and we can talk settlement. And I said, do you want to hold off on discovery so you could file your motion? I'm not going to agree to that, but I will hold off if you're serious about talking settlement. And he called me later that day and he was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, because I just had a guy ask me if we would hold off on discovery so that so we could talk settlement, and he went ahead and filed the motion. He's like, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm like, that's a dick move.
Yep.
And there's, and you need to be trusted as an attorney, but there are those attorneys that are just dicks.
I don't trust. There's a lot I don't trust. And the other thing is there's you might make these promises, but I've also had the case where, and every attorney has, especially in domestics, where you reach this resolution and you have an agreement tentatively, and you might have written it out in emails back and forth. And it was hotly negotiated, like it was contentious all the way to the end. But now you have the outlines of the agreement, and you and the other side and the attorney on the other side are completely in line. So what you do is you call into chambers to remove the matter from the court docket. Well, things go silent, and the next communication you get 2 weeks later is from a new attorney who said that the other attorney got fired, and now you're back to square zero. And you get burned. You get burned like one time.
Well,
that happens so often in family law cases.
All the
so
freaking
often.
time. So no, I don't agree to anything until I have something signed in writing that I can file with the court.
That's going to be expected, though, with domestic situations, right? Because there's a lot of emotions, and it's usually tumultuous.
Yes and no.
To get to that
yes
point.
and no. You do get burned because there are attorneys that have. There are attorneys I deal with who have remarkable reputations, and I trust this person all the way through. It's not the attorney that's pulling those strings. It's the party. Like they have that litigant in. They have their client in check. And what I mean is they have their client at this magical stage where the client, and people, we talk about client control.
Yeah.
No, I'm not controlling the client, but I have this client in this magical arena of reality where their perspective and what they believe is fair and the reality of the circumstance and what the judge can and cannot do and the risk that's involved in their litigation, they all have this magical thing where it's the client's state of mind, and you get it to this one little sphere, usually the day before trial.
You mean like Sarah Boone?
Well,
fingers crossed.
but it's this day before trial where they're finally facing the actual consequence of where they are, and they have to testify, and they don't want it. They don't like it. They hate the idea. You have your client in this magical space, and you reach an agreement, but you don't get it signed. And the client goes back to their house and has buyer's remorse. And suddenly they're no longer in that space and that stress that put them in that frame of mind that let them see all of the possible consequences of their case. They want a better outcome, and they say, see you later. So I can trust the lawyer all the way. And the lawyer did a whole lot of work to get that client there.
It's not going to matter if that client changes their mind in the morning of, though.
Nope.
That's why I carry a small portable printer, always my laptop. And if we're going to have an agreement, then, people are like, oh, we'll just scratch out the agreement real quick on a piece of paper and we'll sign it. No. We're typing up the entire damn thing, all the bells and whistles, and everybody is signing it right now before we leave. Well, that's going to be an extra hour in mediation fees. So be it. We're getting this done.
David's like that guy that's begging outside of the arena. And when you're like, oh, I've only got plastic, he pulls out the card swipe. He's like, I take plastic. All good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I go one further, and it's a little bit faster. I tell the judge, like usually it's the day of trial. I tell the judge we're going to read it into the record, and I have the court reporter transcribe it. And the judge puts the parties under oath. And the judge asks the parties, has this been explained to you by your lawyer? Is this an accurate representation of what your lawyer told you? Do you agree to this? And then once that's there, I take that transcript, and even if things go to hell, I still have the broad scope of it. And that transcript is right there. And I can now go back to the judge and say, hey, judge, the only issue we have to decide is like 1, 2, and 3, because we've got everything else on the agreement.
Yeah. Stray. Congratulations on 7K, Dave. Mackinac here. Here we come. So I just realized I got 7,000 subs. That's awesome. Thank you guys very much. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, I get more subs now that I'm retired.
You're like 5 or 6, a fifth or sixth away from Rob when he posted his first video.
Yay,
know,
that's
right?
awesome. You should retire more often, dude.
Oh, that's okay. So a year ago, I was streaming the Zachariah Anderson case, talking to myself, and then
On Facebook,
on day 4, all of a sudden I see this one little chat. Hey, what do you think about this case so far? And from then on, it's been awesome. I've had like people to talk to, and it was Jamie. If you guys watch me ever, you'll see Jamie on the stream every once in a while. She
Jamie.
streams
Love
mostly with
Jamie.
the Broken Baker now.
Yeah.
Love
But,
Jamie.
Yeah, it's
We
come a long
love
way in a year.
Jamie. And yes, some people have in the chat have commented on my eyelashes. Yes, I do have Jamie lashes on. Jamie turned me on to the lash extensions.
Look at these lashes. Okay, Rob, when you see a woman, do you think she's got some pretty good lash extensions? I'm into that.
I love Rob. He's like, I am not even gonna. Well, before Rob answers that, can I say something to all the straight men out there who think that all of us straight women do all the things that we do for them?
You don't do it for us.
No, you
do it for
No.
other
for
women.
each other.
We
Yeah.
don't. No, that's a myth that men perpetuate amongst themselves. We do it for ourselves. It's called self-love. Look, I do put on makeup for the stream because it looks better on TV. Like you show your features, right? In real life, on a first date, even, I don't wear makeup. I go as me. But there's
Oh,
certain
that's
things-
you want to be fair in your advertisement.
I don't want
get
to
it.
falsely advertise things except my false eyelashes, yo. And my people comment on my fingernails sometimes. They're my real fingernails. Like
If you can grow them long and you can maintain them long, naturally grown, that's you wear those with pride. Like that's
Yeah.
totally right. So by the way, and I know that a lot of men like to think that we do. Now, if I have a husband who's like, "Ooh, I love when you wear bright red lipstick," or "I love when you wear those big hoop," whatever it is, I'll do it. Like, because to me, that's like a partnership and you want to do things to please the other person. But in general, like my everyday life, I don't live my life to please men. Now, if I have a man and he wants me to please him, I'm going.
No wonder you're single, Wendy.
Bama Girl 1955 has a question. Do attorneys that represent alleged murderers usually believe their clients are innocent?
No.
So, for me, it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter.
It shouldn't
Because
matter.
at the end of the day, whether or not your client is innocent or guilty, you still have a job to do. And if I can represent someone I truly know is guilty and take it to trial all the way because I want to make sure that the state does their job, that they don't try to pull any fast ones, that they don't try to get anything past the judge or into the record that shouldn't be there, that they take no shortcuts. Because as soon as you start allowing them to take shortcuts for even the truly heinous, obvious guilty people, they're going to start doing it for the innocent people. And that's what you need to prevent doing. That's your job as a defense attorney.
Yep. View the state as a Doberman puppy.
Wonder where that's reference is coming from.
Just destroying Lego boxes left and right. It's all over the floor.
If you leave the state to their own devices, that willful behavior just becomes very aggressive and uncontrolled. And that puppy just needs constant management and opposition and supervision. And that's the role of the defense counsel. So all cases, every single case needs to have that opposition fighting back against the state, because if you let the puppy continue to grow up and they're starting to realize that they can get away with this, they become a really bad dog.
We have a law in the state of Michigan that says that you can bring up prior domestic violence charges and a current domestic violence charge going back 10 years. But not even charges, allegations, police reports, rumors, and speculations from random exes, right? But it can only go back 10 years. So what do I get from the prosecutor? Things that go back 27 years, all lined up. One allegation within the 10 years time span out of like 12 that she gives me. Why? Why is she giving me this? She knows she can't admit it, but now I have to bring a motion to say, Judge, preclude her from bringing this stuff in. She knows she can't, but she's still offering it. That's what you're preventing.
Does the one allegation in 10 years open the 30-year window?
No.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But they will try to get away with it.
Of course they will. Thomas Jefferson said it best, y'all. The tree of liberty, on occasion, needs to be watered with the blood of tyrants.
Wait, hang on. I was pulling up Lefty's
Well, I was
super
trying
chat.
to. Yeah, I was
Lefty
trying
with-
to get lefties up there.
Lefty with $5. When can we expect more coverage of the Hales in a favorable light? Asking for a few friends. Tomorrow, Lefty. Tomorrow. We'll talk.
There you go.
But yeah, no, that was a good question though, because when you're a defense attorney, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You have a job to do, and it's to keep the state in check. Your job is not necessarily to get your client off, but obviously you advocate for your client. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that the state is in check.
Yeah.
Lefty.
The state will absolutely get away with whatever they can, always, every time, without question. It is up to individuals with the ability to keep the state in check. Those people typically are lawyers. And if I'm being completely honest, we want them to be lawyers. We don't want them to be worse than that, so to speak. We don't want them to.
I get a lot of pushback on the Iowa college murder case. I forget his name.
Koberger.
Oh, I got annihilated yesterday on that one.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I thought the prosecutor was. I thought the prosecutor was whining.
Is that case happening?
No, this was the defense counsel went out and surveyed, was doing surveys because they were going to do a change of motion venue or change of venue motion.
Yeah.
Prosecution gets wind of the surveys, gets wind of the questions being asked, which they wouldn't normally get wind of. Like, this is happenstance that brings that up. And prosecution files a motion with the judge, and the judge, and Taylor files a response that's a letter, but not a full response, but says, I don't have the time. Like, it was 11th hour filing, and the judge enters an ex parte order and says, stop. And then it becomes an attack on Ann Taylor for violating the non-dissemination order, which she did not violate. Objectively, like, you read the order, she didn't violate it. And it frustrated me because people don't like defense attorneys. They just don't, because the prosecutor gets the first word. The person they represent is the bad guy so there's automatically a preconditioned understanding of what we should see from the parties. Everything the defense attorney says is shady. Everything the prosecution says is for the state and good.
So what's wrong with people like me, where I'm like, wait a minute, that's not how the system is supposed to work, right? The system is supposed to be everybody's innocent until the state proves that they're guilty. Why
Valhalla,
is that no longer the norm? Because
you're the 20% of the bee population that flies off and does its own thing, that doesn't follow the rest of the bees to the flowers.
Nope.
But is necessary to keep the society going. That's what you are. You're the 20% of the outliers.
You're a bee unicorn.
Well, and Solomon says it right here. That's a presumption of guilt, Rob. Yeah, that is actually how the system realistically plays out.
Well, you're not wrong either. Look at law and chat. Look at law and crimes chat.
And I am just being factually accurate in my assessment of the system and how it plays out. Even the concept of someone showing up in handcuffs or with a jumpsuit on, we recognize that as being inherently prejudicial because it automatically puts subconsciously the thought of guilt in the mind of the person that's there.
Dude, look at all the look at all the negative media that Koberger has gotten, that the Delphi case, whatever the hell his name is, has gotten. Most of these cases are so sensationalized by court TV and the media that before the trial ever gets close to starting, they're already guilty. You know what I mean? They're already presumed guilty by 90% of the fucking country. The
one good thing that the judge in the Karen Reed case said, despite her 200-foot free speech zone, is that the police officers cannot wear their uniforms when they testify.
I did like that. Yeah, they're not. The cops aren't allowed to be in uniform anywhere near the courtroom. if I remember correctly. I didn't look at the actual order. I just kind of got secondhand.
But it's all this
Richard
perception
Allen. Thank
thing.
you. Thank you.
But John Adams defended the British troops that shot the civilians in the Boston Massacre and won, got them acquitted.
Really?
And yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he represented them. He was their defense attorney, and they were acquitted in the Boston Massacre. Our nation is built on this defense attorney strategy, right? And for people to have gone so far away from it, it's kind of sad.
It's terribly sad. It's terribly sad.
Did you see FD Food Fairy's question? I feel.
What do you think about the Apple River system?
Didn't we talk about
My opinion on this case thus far, it seems to me that he acted in self-defense when he did the actual stabulations.
Oh, the people that were inner tubing or whatever?
Yeah. And obviously there was more that happened before that, right? There is who knows who was being the bigger asshole before that. But the situation had been disengaged and re-engaged, and I think at the time of the action, I think he was acting in self-defense.
So I have the same stance as well. However, I haven't watched all the trial. I haven't seen all the testimony and things like that. But with the parts that I have seen, specifically the video, looks like it should be self-defense. But that is a perfect case for a trial. And what I've seen so far, I don't know if the state's pulling a lot of shenanigans, but it seems that if it's presented correctly, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, your fellow citizens, this is what happened. These kids came up, started harassing him. He's been pushed down. You see it in the video, and he's stabbed. Now you decide if this is valid self-defense or not. This is a perfect case for a trial. This is the kind of case that you want to go to trial, if any case does. And now I know people are going to stand up there and say, it's clearly self-defense. He shouldn't even be charged. That's not this. This is a gray area, and these are the cases that should go to trial. The clear-cut cases where there's clearly not enough evidence, such as Karen Reed, those cases shouldn't be going to trial. Sarah Boone, for example, that case should have been pled out. That should not go to trial. That's why I say it's going to be a boring-ass case. It's like Shabusiness. Shabusiness was a boring-ass case because she was obviously guilty. But the gray area cases
wasn't boring. And she was very clearly guilty.
That's because of the cast of characters. There were days that were boring, but the cast of characters.
It's the same thing as Shabusiness. Shabusiness, the cast of characters was the more that you heard about that case, it was like, are you?
Plus, we have
happening.
But my point is that those cases didn't need to go to trial because they're clearly guilty or clearly innocent, like Karen Reed. But this case is the case to go to trial on.
Karen Reed is not clearly guilty.
No, clearly not guilty. She shouldn't even be charged.
Yeah, no. Okay. I wanted to make sure I heard that right. Or you said it right.
Now, Turtle Boy, on the other hand, no.
I don't know these cases. I've got
you don't know any?
I've got a coughing. I've got like a 5-minute warning because I hear coughing.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can end. Thank you very much, Rob. Oh, wait, we got one more super chat.
Grifty. Why aren't you in my chat, Grifty?
I like your name.
The presumption of guilt even applies to family court. Well,
sometimes
Rob, I want to actually, I want to have you back on just for a regular stream because I want to talk to you about family law. I've been a big proponent trying to get a presumption of 50-50 passed in the state of Michigan. And from what I understand in Virginia, they have that. And I wanted to have a chat with you about that.
We don't have it statutorily, but the case law is so ingrained in the case law that's what you get. Like it is a presumption. And it was an interpretation based on the statute that says the best interest of the child is suited by frequent and continuous access to both parents. And the reference to frequent and continuous to both, the court viewed that as being 50-50. And they have consistently.
Okay. I want to talk to you about that because that's not what we have. We don't have a presumption anyways. And so I always like it. Ours is to you go to those money grab machines, put two people going through a divorce in the same money grab machine, and say no rules, but whoever gets the most money gets the kids, and they will be gouging each other's eyes out and punching each other. That's what we have. That's the system we have right now.
Well, and the problem is that's kind of family court in general, and judges have to stop rewarding that. Judges will tell us like it's kind of the bullshit that goes with it. I'm sure you've gotten it too, where a judge says, I really would appreciate if counsel would cooperate more or play nicer, or I don't appreciate the constant litigation. You see that, and then the judge at the end of the day ends up rewarding the person who played dirty.
That's being most litigious. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, well, judge, stop telling us to not throw dirt and then reward the person that throws the most dirt.
Night, Bama girl.
Actually, before we close out, do you find disparage, whatever the word is, between men and women in your outcomes of cases? Disparity. Thank you. That was it.
Judge dependent. This is why, especially in family law and actually traffic and criminal law, like those two areas of law in particular, pick freaking attorney that knows the judges they're in front of. Absolutely. Because I will know a judge will lean more towards one direction or the other, and that allows me to anticipate how to get around that. Like I know they're going to have a predisposition, and I can go into that trial anticipating how to beat it.
Yep. Nope. That's very true with family law for sure. Well, thank you, Rob, for joining us. This has been awesome.
It has been a lot of fun, Rob. I appreciate you, and thanks for rocking out with us for 4 hours.
I had a great freaking time. I chose a Lego set that was like, don't do the flowers, guys. Don't do the flowers.
Okay, thanks. I'm not
everyone in chat, thank you very much for all the super chats and the member gifts and all that good stuff.
Chat, you guys are always amazing, and we genuinely appreciate the fact that for the most part y'all stay civil and we get to discuss
100%. And thank you for all the super chats and the super stickers and the kind questions, and for being patient when I couldn't get to everything on time.
We got a couple of more coming up. Our next one, I think, is this next week. Next Saturday, we got another.
Yeah, 4 and 3.
We got a cool YouTuber. He makes he does this braiding thing. I don't know how to say what it is.
Torrent. Yeah, man.
Torrent, yeah.
Oh God, the patience involved in doing that. Right? It is amazing.
I've been watching some of his live streams, and
oh my gosh, it blows me away.
He brought me on a stream with him a couple months ago, and
his name is Torrent 3. Sorry, people are asking us to repeat his name.
Oh, hang on, let me grab the braid. I'll show you.
Oh, he's got the actual braid. So Torrent does this traditional Japanese style of braiding, and I can't remember what it's called, and I feel bad, but
I know that's what I was trying to think of.
I have brain injury. You just forget.
Kumiho.
Something like that, anyway.
Yeah,
you're close.
Yeah.
Close. So what this is it's a double-sided braid, right? So there's two braids that essentially lay on top of each other, but they intertwine so that you flip the colors around, and it's all one very thick material, and it's absolutely fascinating. He has this really awesome like loom setup that he works with, and it's one of the most meditative streams.
It really is.
It's so cool, y'all. It's so cool. Torrin wanted to do the braid on the Lego stream, and I had to put my foot down. And I was like, no, man, we got to have Lego.
You got to do Lego, man. Yeah.
So he finally got some, and
he asked me if I wanted mine to be like a belt. I said the concept sounds cool. He sent it to me. I was like, I can't put this on my body. Like this I can't.
Because it's art, right?
That should be hanging on a wall, is what that's
pretty. Well, it is. That's where it's hanging. It's hanging back there. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's stunning.
That's very cool. So he'll be with us next weekend. We've got a few more lined up coming up, and then we have the Mother's Day special where Wendy will be building, and Brandy Churchwell will be back here to MC for all of you all. So, until then, you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll see you.
Love y'all.
All right, guys.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You are really intently looking at something.
Well, I dropped the piece and I can't find it.
Being interviewed and trying to do Lego at the same time, harder than it seems.
Great guest to have on too. In the beginning, he was kind of like, as we all were in the beginning, how should we act and stuff like that. Now he's such a fun guy to be around.
And then he said something about like a tramp stamp or something, and the girls were like, "Hey, where is that? What's this all about? I'll show you mine if you show me yours." And I'm like, "Whoa, this is not."